I want to give massive thanks to all supporting members and patrons. Thank you all so very much. Hello, good evening and welcome to all of you. Sound right off the bat. You guys are getting slow. I'm not hearing you teasing me anymore about this because it doesn't happen, does it? I'm a professional. Professional what though? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, good evening to each and every one of you. Let's have a quick run through. Martin H, 9 o'clock here. Hello 9. Tony Regime, David Oliver, Hugh Jars. Good evening, Hugh. Doug Boss, I really don't know how to say that, Doug. I do apologise. Hello, I just see Peter Harrington just popped up at the bottom. Now Opinion. And if Little Miss Now is there, about to go to bed. Hello, Mrs. Now. Bedtime. Who else we got? Marek. We got Christopher Bell. Martin H. Judy Bassett. Hello there, Judy. Theo Fungi. Ricky Bell. I'm going to have to stop in a minute. Glober Mum. And yes, I'll talk about that in a minute, Glober. Glober Mum, thank you. Agent 666. Plenty more, I'm sure. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Demon Orb, I see you back there. Catpaw, hello. That's a new name. Good evening to you. And I say it's a new name. I might just have missed you, in which case I apologise. Either way, very, very welcome. And Timo, and I think I'll stop there. Oh, apart from ANDMA with the best Yo Mama joke I've seen in a long time. Your mama's so fat that when she fell down the stairs, I thought EastEnders was ending. I did laugh at that. Thank you for that, Anma. I tried to comment, but I couldn't get it to pop up and highlight your name. I think that the dots in your name screw it up. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I'm midway through my working week, working at home, which generally hasn't been too bad. I've had some IT issues that they don't seem to be able to sort out, but that's not really my problem. I've also had internet problems. If you remember, I had the internet drop out a couple streams ago, 3 streams ago, and I said my speed was a bit flaky. I just upgraded to a faster speed. They don't do anything other than remove the cap, and I was getting slower speed. They'd been 3 times. They checked everything, it was all okay. They checked the internal wiring, it's okay. Connection to the house, connection to the box, all seemed okay. Still happening, sent another engineer, checked all the wiring in the house, it was all okay. He double checked the connection outside, the connection to the box, and replaced a cable from the pole to the house. Brand new cable, nice one. Problem still happening. Had another engineer here yesterday, I think it was, yesterday morning, and he checked the wiring in the house, all good. Checked the house, we're only getting a really slow speed. He checked the connections each end, that's all okay. He thinks it's somewhere underground because the box just down the road is getting, or should be getting 80 meg as a maximum for me. The house should be receiving the best part of that, but at best we're receiving 30, but what I actually get in the house varies between 3 and about 28. Something's wrong, and it caused issues with working because everything's online, but my employer didn't seem to really be too believing of the fact that my internet was up and down like the proverbial. But what can I say, it was. And in fact the engineer was there in the morning, in the afternoon. I was working okay, speeds varied, but all of a sudden the internet dropped out for an hour. So I rang up to say, hey, I can't work, my internet's down again, they might be working on it. And they got all miffy about it. Well, what can I do? If the internet's down, it's down. Never mind. Andreas out. Andreas, yes, I will talk about that. There was a bit of confusion there. I've got a couple of things just to mention off the top. Let's have a quick look. Oh, right, I did Marek. Thank you, Marek. 10 Polish zlotys Feed the internet hamsters. Yeah, you should see it. I've only got one weedy little skinny hamster that looks as though it's on death's door, and he's trundling. He's not running, he's trundling. Yes, my pinned comment. If you've got a flat earth video, or you can think of a video of some dumb that we can have a look at live, so I definitely will never have seen it before, we'll try that. So it really it'll be so new to me, I won't have even seen it. So if you've got something, hang on to it, let us know, and drop a link. And actually, I just had another message. Sorry. All right, Andreas, I'll look at that later. I thought he was still making videos, varying stuff. Yeah, so if you've got any videos to have a look at, have a laugh at for all of us, grab a hold of it, have a think about it, and we'll have a look, see if anyone's got any in a few minutes' time. Update with regard to Flatzoid FE. He doesn't like me, does Flatzoid. He did that stupid video with star trails where his proof was a video showing star trails with the stars going in different directions at the same time, actually passing each other. What he didn't seem to know, even though people commented and pointed it out to him, and of course I pointed out in my video, is it was an edited star trails video deliberately showing the stars going both directions at once because it looked cool, and he used it as evidence. Anyway, I did my debunk video and he said, "Ha ha, Mr. Sensible, you have fallen into my trap. I put out a hook and bait and you nibbled. And I've been waiting now for 2 weeks, Flatzoid. 2 weeks. You said you'll do it. Then you said, oh, you had some other video you're going to do first, but then it'll be coming. It's now 2 weeks, Flatzoid, and you still haven't done the video attacking, debunking, whatever you want to do it, telling us how you've got me hooked. You haven't done this video. So if anyone comes across Flatzoid, I would appreciate it if you would just remind him gently. I don't want him bothered, but just to remind him that he's supposed to be doing a video to smash Mr. Sensible after I totally bust his ass over star trails. I really, really want him to do his response because I would love to see what he's going to come up with. So that's Flatzoid. Let's cross him off the list. Well, some news, people. Some news. I'm very sorry I can't go into all the details, so this is going to be... I shall taunt you some more. Taunt you one more time. A certain flat earther has been very, very stupid, which doesn't rule out any of them. He's been very, very stupid and very, very naughty. A certain flat earther, if he's not careful, is going to find himself in trouble with the Rozzers. Oh yes. I can't go into more now. I've probably got enough for him to be in trouble with the police as it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to proceed or just make another video showing what a total chuff nugget he is. So stupid, unbelievable. This is the internet, you guys. You post something on the internet, everyone can see it. It is there forever, and I know that because I've got a copy of it. A certain flat earther, I think, is going to get a bottom kicking, a richly deserved bottom kicking. I'm certainly going to embarrass him. I should be able to work on that hopefully over the weekend. So I suspect maybe Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the week, I'm thinking we might have a video about that. He's an idiot. He should be nominated for something of the year. Right. 1 minute debunks. I'm sure that each and every one of you sits there hovering on my community page waiting for me to do a posting, and you've all seen it, and this is not news to you. But twice before I've done a 1 minute debunk show. Now over time, of course, I've got a couple more subscribers than I had back then, so some of you may not have seen it. What it is it's a chance for anyone, flat earth or sensible, to do a 1 minute debunk video. That 1 minute debunk video, which has to be a minute long, clues in the name. That 1 minute debunk video could be about flat earth. It could be about some other conspiracy theory. Hell, I would welcome a flat earther doing one as well. Come on, debunk the globe in 1 minute. Smash some of our evidence. Anyone, anyway. You do not have to have a YouTube channel. Okay? If you have a channel, that's fine. It can be a massive channel, a tiny channel. Doesn't matter. If you've never done a YouTube video, that doesn't matter. We'll find a way to get the video. You could have fancy cameras, lighting, editing, green screens, the whole kit and caboodle, or you could just have your phone. It doesn't matter. This is not a competition for the highest quality video or anything like that. Not a competition video for amazing editing of sound or vision or anything like that, or special effects. It really can be simple. You can check the back catalogue. I don't know what it's called or how long ago it was. Find one of these 1 minute debunk shows. But we've had all sorts. Okay, it could be that you there sitting talking at camera. It could be scrolling text on the screen. It doesn't matter. The point is you have a go. Okay, now it could be just for the sheer pleasure of seeing something you've created come up on a channel. If you have a channel, then it's a shout out for your channel, because everyone who submits and gets a video shown will get a link. Well, obviously they'll be mentioned, but they'll get a link to their channel in the description of the 1 minute debunk show as well. Basically, I gather all the videos together, pick them at random order, and then show them all, and we will sit and talk about them. It's not to pull them to bits. They've all been great fun. I learnt something, and no, who was it? I've forgotten who it was now. Someone came up with a wonderful globe earth proof that I'd never heard of before, and that is, oh gosh, what's the name of them? I'll think of it in a minute. The special long tanks for ship models. Damn, forgotten it. You know, the long water tanks where they drag a model of a ship so they can work out how it's affected by waves and so on. Would you believe it? Those tanks are actually allow for the curve of the earth. That was a wonderful evidence for something I had not been previously aware of, and I used it in a debate as well. Right, actually, let me just see, because I realised I didn't have my side chat running, so I just want to refresh these super chats because I don't want to miss any. Yes, so Now Pinion, thank you, Mr. Now, has just super chatted 59 of his finest Swedish krona. Very generous now, appreciate that. Saying, I don't care, it's not a competition, I aim to win. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. And you won't care that there's not a prize, and you hope that it'll be awarded to you. No, that's brilliant. Now, it is all for fun. Okay, so have a go. It certainly won't hurt to have a go, even if you then decide not to submit it. Okay, but I think everyone who did last time really enjoyed it. Everyone had different styles. As I said, I genuinely learnt something new on that last one, which I really appreciated. So, you know, your opinion is definitely valuable. Your slant on things can be a different slant on things. You may very well come up with something that none of the rest of us have thought of before. Please do it. Please do it. And as I said, it's good fun. And we have a live stream when we go through them all. And Tusk for £2, thank you. Tusk says, it's not a competition unless I win. Well, you'll have to enter, won't you, Tusk? You'll have to enter. What's this demon orb? 1 minute conspiracy debunks me sensible. There's a link. What's all that then? What's all that then? That's 16 minutes. Oh, I see. Thank you for that, Tusk. That was the last 1 minute debunks show. Yeah, so let's pop that. I'll tell you what, I will pin that. Thank you for finding that. I appreciate that. Let me pop that in and I'll pin it to the top. Whoa, where's it going? I'll pin it to the top. If I can even work it. Where's my... Yes, replace pin message. So it should be at the top now, or going to the top. Yes. So you can have a look at that later if you wish. Just open it up in another tab. Yeah, so it was great fun. How long was that show? Oh, that was just the 1 minute debunks crammed together. Yes. So we'd done the show, which was a live show, but then I put all the 1 minute debunks, squished them together without all the drivel, without that old bold bloke in it, and you can just see him there back to back. So great fun. You'll see all the different styles. So please have a go. Of course, anyone who's done it before is very welcome to do it again, but it would genuinely be nice to have some other people do some new stuff. We'll get in as many as we can. I forget how many we had last time. Is there a list there? Oh, it was 11 last time. So let's beat that. Let's try and get 20. We'll have to chivvy it along a bit, but 20 would be great. Because we do quite a bit of talking between the lot of them. All right. It's a guest we haven't had for a little while. Hello, guest that we haven't had on the channel for a little while.
Hello, hello.
It's the Crafty Keeler. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm good. I've been working a lot, but I'm good.
Good. So all's well in the world of Ireland, is it?
Yeah, we're still on lockdown since just before Christmas. I think it was Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve. They brought in the lockdown again.
Yeah.
And it's looking likely. Our Prime Minister came out and said it's basically going to be May, June, maybe.
Yeah, quite
before
some
it's
time.
opened back up. Of course, I'm deemed as an essential worker, so I haven't stopped.
Yeah, I'm essential worker too. Only now they finally understood, about 7 or 8 months later, that although I'm essential worker, I should be doing my essential work from home due to my family situation. They refused me when I argued the toss about it before, and then they were announcing how they were treating everyone who should be working at home due to vulnerable families, and I said, what about me? Oh, they said, yeah, you're right, you should be at home. Yeah, thank you. So I'm working at home now.
Yeah, I'm working in a warehouse, and it's delivering parcels. So, yeah, I can't really work from home. But I've been transferred the last couple of weeks. I was transferred to a different warehouse. And
could you deliver them from your living room to the bathroom or something? Could you work at home and just deliver from your living room to the bathroom or something like that?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
You could do it in your gym jams then. You wouldn't have to get up and in the uniform or whatever.
Well, what's great about it is that I used to work very different hours every day. Now I'm working Monday to Friday and a set hour. So it's a lot better in that regards, but it's so much more physically demanding that when I get home, I'm just absolutely exhausted.
Yes.
So,
well, I'm not going to ask you...
Yeah, it explains my absence.
Yes, I'm not going to ask you who you work for, so this isn't a guess or anything like that. But one company I heard of recently, the Amazon delivery drivers, have been expected to do 250 deliveries an hour.
Yeah,
and
there's a
they're
lot
being
of them
pushed to
stepping it up.
speed. Yeah, that's mad. Absolutely mad.
Our warehouse went from, well, see, Brexit kind of disturbed things from our behalf. Just a little bit. So we went from doing, normally we would do about 5,000 to 10,000 parcels a day. That went up from March right through till Stevens's Day. Went up through 25,000 a day. So it was intense. And that was just one little warehouse, and now because of Brexit that little place is closed down, so now I'm in the main hub, and that is absolutely 20 times worse.
Yeah.
in terms of physically demanding. It's great because, you know, time flies when you're busy, but by the end of it you're just crashing.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the one good thing is, Keeler, it's if it's that busy, you're not going to run out of work. You've got a job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm so lucky in that regard.
to be honest, I think anyone who still has a job at this stage through all the shutdowns, lockdowns, shut-ups and whatevers should be thankful, no matter how crap they may think their job is. Because we all have bits of our work we don't like. There's aspects of my situation I don't enjoy, that are frustrating or whatever, but then I sit back and think, thank goodness I actually have that job.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. The only downside is the travel, really. But you know, if I have to travel 2, 3, 4 hours to get to work and to be able to work during a pandemic and to be able to feel useful, because a lot of people that I'm speaking to, even around my own neighborhood, is they're so used to working. A lot of their businesses have closed down because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they just feel useless.
Yeah.
And that would scare me.
Well, actually, no.
Not being able to feel useless.
I know several people, or a couple of people, who work sort of in theatre and entertainment. So not only them, but all their friends who are lovies and that, they're all out on their ear. There's one guy I've heard of who is now losing his house. It's being repossessed.
Oh, jeez.
So, it's terrible, isn't it?
I just think repossessions during a time of crisis like this should be outlawed. It shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's very difficult. But then
But in other news, I have been doing a weekly stream, so I've managed to keep active on my channel, a lot more active than I was just before Christmas. So
good.
Yeah.
Good. So we're going to maybe see a bit more of you over time.
Yes. During the weekends, I've been doing a stream with Steam and Cup of Reason.
Oh yes.
So 1 week is on my channel. Yeah. 1 week is on my channel. 1 week is on his.
Nice. He's a nice guy, isn't he?
He's brilliant.
Yeah, I went on his Mega Mirrors. That was easy for me to say. I went on his Mega Mirror show. I don't know, about 4 months after I started my channel, maybe a little more. I don't know, something of that order. Really, really nice guy. Really nice guy. And I would recommend people have a look at his channel, Steaming Cup of Reason. He does this series, Mega Mirrors, where he invites on a creator. They will mirror 1 or 2 or 3 of their videos if they're short enough and talk about it. And yeah, he's a lovely guy. Recommend check him out.
He also does the Pain of Progress, which was back last week. And if you haven't checked out the Pain of Progress, you really need to. I would actually love, you were looking for stuff to debunk. I would love for you to show the Pain of Progress on here and actually go through it. Because it's phenomenal. This season, he's looking at the rise and falls of great civilizations. So every season is different, takes a different focus.
Yeah.
And last week was just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
So a good recommendation from you on that then, Keela.
Yes.
Well, people,
yes.
You heard it. Keela said we've got to go watch it. So there we do. I'm stopping the stream and I'm going to go watch it because Keela said so.
Yes, I order it. No, well, he's back on my channel now this weekend for the show that we do is Life on the Flip Side. So because I'm in Europe, he is in Vietnam. We're different sides of the globe.
Yes, I forgot that.
Yeah, so it's just it's looking at cultural differences and just having a random discussion. And so actually I see in the chat John Rapp is in the chat. Please give John Rapp the traditional John Rapp welcome. He's going to be on the show this week. So we're just inviting people on, having a random discussion, having a bit of fun on a Sunday morning, 11:30 for our time, UTC. And yeah, it's a bit of crack.
And I see, just going back to what we were discussing, Martin H says he's in, quote, entertainment, and his entire industry has disappeared. No idea when it'll be back. And Pixel said that they've not had work in 11 months. Yeah, it's not good, is it, people? I suppose, it's easy for me to say because I'm in a job that can't and won't disappear. So I'm in a very secure position, which I'm thankful for. But for those of you who are in a position that you've got little or no work, for which you really, really do have my sympathy. I suppose then you've got to turn around and think, well, at least I've got my health, because there is always someone who's worse off, unfortunately. But I do so hope that things look up for everyone. I really do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what's great about it from my perspective is that even though we haven't been further apart as a society, we've also never been closer. the value that we put on family and friends now, a year into the lockdown, is phenomenal. It's life changing, and I see it on my own neighborhood where all of the children will go out into their own gardens and do a workout. They have a little megaphone. They will do a workout. And that way they're still interacting. They're still able to have fun. They're still able to be around people.
There's a guy in our village who once a week he managed to get costumes either from sort of the stores for the pantomime or elsewhere, and he'd suddenly be walking around the village just, every Sunday morning or whatever the hell it was, just to put a smile on people's face. Because there was one morning, suddenly got a dinosaur tapping at our window. He'd literally come on our lawn and was
nice.
tapped. Oh, he's a wonderful guy. So nice,
well,
so nice.
I do have my duck onesie. I might have to do something with that.
Well,
but because
don't let Nathan Thompson see it. He'll think it's some sort of radiation suit. Nathan Thompson, whatever happened to him, eh? Oh.
I know, a lot. He was dropped on his head as a kid. We can't really blame his parents.
He's doing his Clown World Globe Flat Earth tour right now, isn't he? With Witsit, what's it?
Apparently.
Yes.
Witsit doesn't get it.
No, he doesn't. I had to look at a bit of one of those because I thought, he's doing they've arrived at whatever city. I wonder what they. And it was really boring. It was just them stood in a car park at night. It was just by the light of their phones, just waffling about crap. So after about 30 seconds, I gave up. Isa says that lockdown's making her fat, and it seems you're not alone. Yeah. Mrs. S says that we've got a problem, but I said on average our weight's okay, so that's all right between the two of us. So I think she should diet more, and I can have more kebabs. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, do you know what? I got home today, not long ago actually, and I just ordered pizza, and it's the first time I've ordered pizza since being home.
Don't feel guilty about it.
Being in a rural area, there are no pizza places. So I came home in July of last year, just actually in between lockdowns. So I was lucky to get back. And this was the first time I've ordered curries. I'm going to be honest. I've ordered curries, but it was the first time to actually order a pizza.
With pineapple on top?
So now I actually... No fucking pineapple. Oh, God. No.
Actually, you say that. Have you ever come across... Oh, gosh, I forgot what they're called. Those three lady singers with their Feck song about Ryanair. Feckety Feck.
No, I haven't.
Oh, my goodness. Someone knows what it's called. Some Isa, whatever. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'll tell you what, Keela. I'll get a link.
Please do.
Oh, honestly, it's the funniest thing. Someone must know what they're called. Something Isa. Come on, three ladies, sort of late middle-aged ladies, singing comedy songs. Very, very rude. They did another one called Dogging. It was hilarious. Oh, man. Come on, I'm waiting for someone to get it. Who's going to... Fascinating Ida, or Ada. Thank you, Keith Milner. There you go, Keela. Fascinating Ada.
I will have to look that up.
Absolutely you will. Absolutely you will.
Oh.
Cheap Flights, that's it,
Orb.
Keith. That's it, and the song was Cheap Flights. It's their Ryanair song, Cheap Flights. And it's the best thing. And even if they did not mind about the copyright, if I put that on my channel, I certainly wouldn't be monetised. The language is somewhat ripe.
Demon Orb just reminds me, saying bacon. So I did this thing. It's an unpopular opinion. So Johnny O from the Plot Hole came to me and said, a few creators are going to give me an unpopular opinion. Do you want to do one? I was like, okay. So I did one, and my unpopular opinion was that I don't like the taste of bacon. Not that bacon should be made illegal or whatever.
Hold that thought 1 second, Keela. Julie Bassett, thank you very much. Super chatting, €10. Thank you. Can I ask you, because you mentioned bacon, before we talk about bacon, can anyone remember, and I think it was probably late 70s, something called breakfast slices? It wasn't supposed to be bacon, but you fried it like bacon. Always better to fry it rather than grill it. It was obviously processed, so it's probably not very good for you. and it's quite salty, but it was in the shape of very elongated oval, almost like bacon, and it was various bits of meat, pork and I don't know what, but it's absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot get it because I was telling Mrs. S about it, and I so would like to try it again because I know as a kid I loved it. So you don't like bacon then, Keela?
I don't. So now, actually, I have a debate on the merits of bacon at some point.
Well, you're going to lose
this weekend
you're wrong.
Against Bacon Earth. Actually, I'm not.
Actually, Bacon Earth. Wasn't it him on a debate on Fight with some knob socket, and he just sat there eating bacon because he knew that the guy was a vegan, and it really riled him.
Quite possibly.
David Oliver super chatted £2. I've just ordered a kebab. David, fantastic.
Nice.
Lots of chili sauce on it, I hope. Gotta have chili sauce on it. I had a kebab in Germany, Keela. I was with Middle Miss Sensible, and we popped to this place. Excellent, they do kebabs. And they put some sort of white sauce on it that most definitely was not chili sauce. Goodness knows what it was. Couldn't work it out. Oh, Keith Milner remembers breakfast slices. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I see all the bacon that's appearing. Yeah, I'm hungry too, Andy.
Yeah. You can keep your bacon. I'll share my bacon with you. But yeah, I have a debate coming up against Bacon Earth on the plot hole. I think it's the 20th, which is in like 3 days. Ugh.
Oh, Ziploc thinks that breakfast slices might be made from noses and anuses. They might have been, in which case they're very tasty. So when is this? Sorry, Keela?
The 20th, I think. If Johnny O comes in, and I'm sure he will at some point, you can ask him for the details because he's been kind of managing it and not letting me forget that I agreed to have a debate.
Whether you want to or not. So you were actually debating the merits of bacon?
Yeah, I mean, my main argument is, one, it's not the most popular meat in general.
Keela, it's flat.
What? Yeah, I know.
Don't tell anyone.
But it's
Globe bacon for the win.
Yeah, so bacon is not the tastiest meat because it's not. And it's basically like salty cardboard because of how it's processed. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a laugh.
And now, Pinion, you said German, quote, brackets, Turkish kebabs are the best. Not if it's got that flipping white sauce. If you haven't had a proper British kebab with lashings of chili sauce, then you have not lived, sir. You have not lived. You'll go to the grave regretful. I tell you now. Do you like kebabs, Keela?
I do.
Well, there you go.
I really
chili
do.
sauce, Keela?
Yes.
Yeah.
Extra.
Does Now Pinion know what he's talking about then with no chili sauce?
No.
See, Keela said so.
No, whatever suits you. If you like it, that's fine. The only thing is, don't have pineapple on pizza. That's cool. That's the only thing that's really wrong in any food stuff.
I don't particularly like it, but I don't get what the I'm not totally anti it. With a pizza, I like to have sort of a meat feast type thing with lashings of chili and pepperonis and stuff like that. And then I'll literally get a pot of chili powder, get a teaspoon, and sprinkle it over because I like stuff hot. But I've had what are they, the Hawaiian pizza? I've had it taste all right. I'm not particularly anti, but I just wouldn't choose that. Tusk has just super chatted £2. I've got your back, Keela. Bacon is foul muck. What's wrong with you people? Let's have a vote. 1 for bacon, 2 for no bacon. 1 for bacon, 2 for no bacon.
They can't because they haven't heard the arguments for and against.
Yeah, well, this is. But you should take a poll.
And they'll have to wait until the 20th.
Yes, but you take a poll beforehand, find out what the result is, and then see if you persuade people to change their mind. So 1 for bacon, 2 for no bacon.
Martin H. I love the way these random chats always end up with food as the main topic. I'm sorry I did start this off, but yes.
They still sell breakfast slices in Asda. 87% pork, says Dog Walker. Wow. I tell you what, I will get hold of one of those, some of those, and try them and see if they're anything like they used to be when I was a kid.
3 for sausages.
No,
sausages are amazing.
Well, I think that's a shed load of bacon there Keela,
you
got...
can love bacon. That's fine.
Yeah.
I just don't try to ram it down my throat. That's all.
I won't say what.
That's all I'm asking for.
Yes, it's just what Mr.
But
Sensible says.
Bacon Earth has challenged me to this duel. So like, let's bring it on.
Oh, Nimrod's got right there. No. 4 for the whole pig. Oh, nice one, Nimrod. Nice. Oh dear. Do you know, I have as much fun watching the side chats in these. I've seen other people streaming as well. You do get caught up watching it. I should cover it up.
It's kind of addictive.
Isn't it?
Well, no, you don't want to cover it up because half the fun of the live stream is to be able to interact with the creator. So don't feel bad. We don't mind.
I wouldn't dream of it. Yeah. So you've been doing some live streams then, Keela. Have you, or are you planning to do any sort of standalone videos, or you stick more to the streams, or what?
I do have. Well, I did have the next episode of Challenging Conspiracies finished, but I had to go back and redo some of it. So that will be out at some point. I'm gonna try get it out early next week. So that's my patrons. Vote for. I give them a series of options. They vote for which option they would prefer. And this month it is chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
So that'll be coming out. Yeah, that'll be coming out next week. Hopefully. I've gotten everything sorted for it. And then I have another live stream, but the show that I'm going to be running is a show called Ion Society, and I've been developing it since last summer actually. And it's changed a little bit, bits and pieces. So the premise of it is we're going to be looking at social issues and why more than just what the social issues are, why they're social issues. So we're going to take a look back in the history of it and the development of it and see why it's become this big monster issue. So the first one is going to be on Burma or Myanmar, as a lot of people have been seeing it in the press and wondering what the hell is going on. So we're going to look through the history of the development of Burma, and why the army have actually stepped in and why they feel like they have a right to step in. So yeah, that's going to be the first episode. But the videos themselves, so what's going to happen is there's going to be a VT explaining a little bit about the history, and then there's going to be a live stream with guests, and we're going to have a chat afterwards.
Okay.
So that's so the after the live stream, the VT that we do, video package that we do, will be uploaded as a standalone video.
All right. So, sorry, did you say you've got a sort of firm sort of time or a rough timeline of when it's going to be, or is this just something that's planned for the future at some point?
It will be the first week of March at the latest, because we have the panelists all set to go as well. So
okay, good.
The VT is pretty much ready to go, but I've been watching because
sorry, have you seen that message in there? 274727 pickup line. Do you like bacon? Want a strip?
Nice.
I like it. Sorry, Keela.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
So I'm kind of going more towards using my training because of the sociology history. A lot of people in our community kind of want that as well. It's all well and good looking at the news, but if you don't understand where the news is coming from and why it's relevant, why it's important, then yeah, it's a lot harder to digest who to listen to.
Well, I think it's a different take on things. In this community is so much about the sort of hard scientific. I know that you're not strictly talking about flat earth or science, but in this case, more political thing. But very little in this community, if any, is done from the psychological side of things, other than saying that chuff nugget over there is a bloody nutter. That's about as deep as it gets generally, isn't it? Talking about people like that, have you seen Nathan Oakley lately? He's getting worse and worse and worse. I swear he's going to bust a blood vessel and be carted off. I mean, the only person who goes in there now still is Rumpus, and to be honest, I wish he wouldn't. I had Rumpus on here, nice guy. He can be a little abrasive. It's just the way he is. He's not a nasty person, but very, very knowledgeable. And we talked about that at the time.
He likes to use his tactics against them.
Yes, but I'm not sure.
Their tactics.
I mean, I think that if Rumpus didn't go on there, they really would have no one to talk or argue with, and they'll die a death, because it really is an echo chamber. If there isn't even a Rumpus in there. But now he cannot get a word. I mean, a word in edgeways. Nathan's done another short excerpt from one of his live streams. It's about 4 minutes long. I've forgotten what it's called. It's only been out within the past day or two. To be honest, have a look at it and see how he behaves. He literally will not let him finish a sentence until Rumpus just swears at him a couple of times, and he said, "Right, you're booted. I've won." And that's his whole argument. He has absolutely. It's not even.
He's not even trying anymore.
No, it's not even relative density, angle of attack, perspective. It's just, I'll shout. You can't talk until you get too annoyed, and you either go and rage quit, or I boot you. I've won. It really is pathetic, and it's quite worrying seeing someone in that sort of mental state.
I seen his video on Cats and Blue. And when I challenged him about it, which I don't usually do, when I challenged him about it in the comment section, he actually backed down. He stopped replying, which is, you know what Nathan is like. He doesn't really stop replying. He just gives you a whole load of verbal diarrhea.
Well, to be honest, mostly what he seems to do is he comes up with some little cut and paste and anyone puts a message.
He's as bad as Gary.
Yeah, it's just, haha, you've got no R value, that's been debunked. Haha, you've got no R, and that's all you get. I since that kerfuffle with Nathan a couple of months back when he was making his doxing type comments, and I involved the police, he didn't really mention anything about me. He backed down. I thought, well, good stuff. I don't mind him tackling what I put out. I don't mind him even being insulting, but I did mind him with his doxing type attempts. But anyway, I put a comment on one of his videos. It was not a comment to him. I did not tag him. I was replying to someone else. We had a back and forth, typical flat earth, globe earth argument, and then Nathan comes in and says, excuse me, haha, it's my stalker.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I just replied and said, how can I be stalking you when I haven't spoken to you, messaged you, tagged you, and it wasn't about you? And then, of course, he just...
he's just so precious. He actually thinks he's important enough for you to stalk him. God love him.
Yeah.
It's sad. I don't really engage with Nathan Oakley much anymore.
I don't think anyone does. Well, no, they don't. Apart from Rumpus.
It was funny to an extent. But as soon as he started going after Thunderfoot, just for the views, because he was getting so desperate, he had to create a feud with Thunderfoot, which Thunderfoot was like, no, not happening, and he was so desperate. I think he put out like 7 or 8 videos in the space of 3
and
weeks.
He still mentions it, and he still does that, what was it, gas go down, go boom boom, which sounds like a bloody toddler.
The remix to that was brilliant.
Yeah, but
the remix was brilliant.
What the hell does that mean? If you've got an argument, you've got an argument. Some stupid little what do you call it, soundbite like that, it's just embarrassing. He should be embarrassed. Other people who are his supporters, whoever they sort of fully believe the flat earth crap or not, should be stepping back and thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Are you insane?
Oh, I hear your heating going on.
Oh, right, yes.
Nice lovely house.
Yeah, the problem is there's no way I can actually fix it. I had a look.
Fine.
I'll have to get engineers in, but I don't want to to come in and then sort of take it to bits and say, oh, we've got to wait for some bits. That's going to be out of order for 3 days because it'll be bloody freezing in here. I came down here,
especially these days.
Well, on my last set of days off, I came down here about 9:30 in the morning. The temperature was 1, and I checked it twice. Oh,
yikes!
So I need it. I need my heating. So it will turn off, and I have switched it off. It will go in a minute. I'll leave it half an hour and whack it back on again. Then it'll be all right. It's just the bearings or something inside.
I did see the picture that you put up a little while ago of Arnie.
Oh yeah,
in his chair.
He's here. Hold on.
Yay!
Let's
Arnie.
have a. I don't know.
That cat.
Oh, you're going to go shaky. There he is on his cushion, right by my screen. Arnold.
Oh, baby.
Arnie. Hey, he's a good boy, eh? He's the man. He really is.
He is just so gorgeous. He's just so gorgeous, and nothing phases him. He's like,
no, he's so cool.
Cold?
He's well, I spent today doing. It was one of our training days, sort of done over Google Meets. So I've been here from 9 till 5, and then they gave me a couple of more hours work to do afterwards, which was nice. I appreciated that. But Arnold spent the day with me. If I come out, he trots down the garden, follows me, and comes in, sits himself down. At the end of this stream, when I get up, switch off, he'll stand, stretch, and wait to be picked up to be carried back up to the house.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, right. So
just to the chat. You're welcome. And yes, I agree with Martin H. Click that like button, people. Click the like button.
That sounds good. So we've got 121 watching and 66 likes, 4 dislikes. I did notice when I put this stream up, within a couple of minutes, I had 2 dislikes. That'll be Mr. Nathan Oakley and Sleeping Warrior, I think, probably. Never mind. And 27, 47, 27, you tore a putty tap. Let's get someone else in. How about the Fog of War? Hello, Fog of War.
Hello.
You are live on Mr. Sensible with Crafty Keeler as well.
Hello.
Hello. How
are you guys doing?
We're doing very fine. You're doing very loud, so I'm just going to turn you down a little. Just carry on.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Adjust everyone when they first come in, and then it remembers them for next time.
Oh, good.
That's a bit.
How
are you?
Could be better.
Sorry, you could be better.
No, the situation in where I am could be better because with all the COVID stuff, my government is just freaking out. Like, beginning of the month, they opened a few shops, like clothing stores and places you can go shopping. But so since then, it has been an absolute, I say it as I think it, it's a clusterfuck. Like, the stores are packed, rammed full because.
So, do you mind if I ask which country?
Oh, Jesus. Austria.
Okay.
Yeah. Neighboring country, Germany, just decided to prolong their lockdown because the COVID cases were at a point where they wouldn't think it would be good to let people out. In Austria, they were higher per person, and they just started opening things up again. And it has been an on-off thing for the last months. So every few weeks, they open it up for 1-2 weeks, then they get a spike in corona cases, then they lock down everything again for a few weeks.
That was the general sort of plan with us. It was to, when some numbers started climbing, tighten up, keep those numbers down so that the health service doesn't get overwhelmed, then start easing off again. Because until you've got a vaccine, or until most people have had it and are then immune to it, it's going to spread. The more you're unlocked. So that's what they were doing. They were locking and releasing, which sounds like what they're carrying on doing in Austria. And right now,
no, it just, the thing is, it doesn't work here. People aren't responsible in any way. They ram the stores full, Corona full, not really Black Friday sort of full, but for Corona it's packed, and they don't decide, okay, Monday it's opened, I may go on Thursday or something.
Yeah.
No, everything has to go on Monday in the morning. And because I needed to go buy a few items of clothing because I start Police Academy. I said it a few times, at March 1st. And there are a few things we need to have, like special swimming clothing and other specialty stuff.
Special
and I
swimming
couldn't buy
clothing?
them online. No, there's like these swimming suits for I don't know. I can't explain. It's weird. We need to have those.
Okay.
Because I don't know why. It's just the way it is. And other things I needed to get before they inevitably lock everything down again, because the Austrian health service just can't manage. And if you know it, and they knew it before they opened a few times, because it happened already. They knew it would happen again. If you know it, just keep the lockdown a few weeks more, months perhaps.
How's the vaccinations going in Austria?
Badly.
Yeah.
Not as in total numbers. They are actually good percentage-wise. But the point is, there was supposed to be, elderly people first, people who work in healthcare second, and doctors and so on. And afterwards, other important businesses or workplaces, like police officers, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, not the central government was in charge of giving out the vaccines, but each city and administrative district individually.
Oh.
So the mayors and and administrators of those districts decided to, I get the vaccine first, my wife, my children, people I know, and that is what happened. So people who weren't supposed to get the vaccines just got them because they knew the mayor or paid the mayor.
Disgusting.
That kind of happened here. There was a few cases where like 2 hospitals gave COVID vaccines to relatives instead of going to GPs and saying, who's next on the list, who have you got that's vulnerable. The other thing that we found out a few days ago is there's about 70 to 100 cases of people booking dental appointments and surgery appointments, as in cosmetic surgery, over in Tenerife, so that they can still go on their holidays.
So, I mean, with regard to the vaccines,
creative. I admit, I need to say that is creative.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's creative,
it's not
but
right.
fucking stupid and dangerous. And so now, what they've done for those people who are going on holidays for non-essential reasons, they're being slapped with a fine of 2,000 quid, which should absolutely happen.
Well, talking about fines, my daughter's in university. And she's in student accommodation, and the way her place works is each flat, if you like, has separate lockable bedrooms. So in effect, it's like 7 mini flats, because they've each got their own bathroom. So 7 mini flats in a group of about 6 or 7 people. That's fine. The others decided to have a party, didn't they? So my daughter did not get involved at all. She told them that they shouldn't be doing it, but they were going ahead anyway. So she basically spent the evening in her room, shut away, locked the door, and left them to it, because she's got no power to stop them. The building security came; they couldn't get them to stop, so the police came. Now, the only reason they didn't get a fine was because there were less than 15 people, so they don't do the fines or something like that. I'm not entirely sure of all the details. But in one of the other buildings, some lad had a party and got caught and stopped by the police and warned and kept doing it. He had several more. He's just got himself lumped with a £10,000 fine. He's a student and a bloody idiot.
Good job. Good job.
Nice.
Similar thing happened, not here because Austria, but in Bavaria, where I'm going to go to police academy. Basically, the last semester had finished a few months ago, and they threw a party because they just finished police academy while Corona was going on. And, you know, who's going to stop them? That's what they thought. The police. Well, obviously, yeah, they're in a police building. They're surrounded by other police officers who will inevitably notice. So they fucked up. And it was pretty, not that big, but for Bavaria, it was a big deal. But that just shows how the people are fed up with the situation, even in, police academy, which is one of the few areas where I would say it's maybe okay to do the party, because those people do self-defense training with each other all the time, so they are in contact anyway.
It's not the point, though, is it?
Yeah, but it's just, you shouldn't do it. If the police does it, why shouldn't I?
Well, I'd just like to say hello, PhD Tony, welcome, and Mitch Goldstein has super chatted $2 US, saying, paying to hear Mr. Sensible say, oh, sorry, I didn't say it, did I, Mitch?
Say it.
Banana. Banana? Banan? I'm not quite sure whether you've got a thing about it, or is this Julie that's actually paying using your account? Could be, couldn't it? Julie, since Mitch is paying, call it a $20. No, I'm kidding. Don't. I'm joking.
You're going to get both of them into trouble with each other.
Oh dear. Well, they're there in the waiting room. So do I let them in and get shouted at, or yeah, let's do.
I'd like to see you get shouted at.
All right, let's see what happens. Oh. Hello, Mitch. Is Julie there?
Well, in the States,
You're very quiet, Mitch.
Well, in the States, we say banana.
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 Banana is so much. It just makes it sound so regal.
Banana. Yes.
Banana.
One has one's banana.
I shall bring a banana to Her Majesty.
Let's say it right. Let's say it right. It's
banana, to be sure.
It's banana.
Banana? What's one of them then, Keela?
Banana. I say it in German. The banana is the reason the Americans fought a war with the British twice.
Is that right?
The war.
I just love how easily entertained we all are. Banana.
Banana?
Banana.
I'm not easily entertained. It just cost me $2.
Now I find that entertaining, Mitch. And how's Julie?
Julie's okay. She's here playing Mario Kart, so she doesn't have your full attention. Please forgive her.
I'll let you off, Julie. Always.
Beating imaginary people in a silly race.
I didn't quite catch that.
Beating imaginary people in a race.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Super Mario Kart. It's she's playing on the Wii. This is how she whiles away the hours.
Whee! She won!
This is
Yay!
what retirement is. You're seeing it right here.
Okay.
You drive a pretend car with a thing.
Oh.
Julie for the win!
One.
She did win. She has a trophy.
Ziploc, Mitch. Ziploc says, can you ask Mitch to say Salisbury? Salisbury.
Oh, well, it's supposed to be... Well, then there's that Salisbury, like the Peter Gabriel song, Salisbury Hill. And then there's the other Salisbury, which is where Stonehenge is. And then there's the other Salisbury, which is what we call chopped steak in United States, we call it Salisbury steak.
Salisbury.
Salisbury steak. Not Bury, Berry, Salisbury.
Depends on where you live in the United States.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. It's like I listen to myself arguing with someone from Hamburg over things you say in German.
Well, yeah. And there are places in the United States where I guarantee you they're not speaking English at all, although they will tell you they are. So there you go.
They speak a very limited dialect of English to about like 400 words. You know, this kind of the 400 most common words you see in the average tweet. And that's about the extent of their vocabulary.
Lol.
Linguist on YouTube that talks about all the various differences in languages and the ways that they say words just in the United States. It's actually fascinating. It's like a 4-parter. But if that sort of thing interests you, it's really quite interesting.
No, it doesn't, Julie.
No, okay.
I'm
I
sorry.
think you lost him at 4-parter.
Well, because I have a unique experience of having lived all over the United States. And my mother-in-law, when she was alive, would say I had no accent at all. I've had friends from the West Coast that I grew up with claim that I now have a New Jersey accent. Trust me when I tell you I do not. But they think I do because the words don't sound the same as they say them. Well, I can't hear him.
Yeah, you're here.
Oh, okay, all right. So
I can't get a word in edgeways.
I'm
I'm
a chatter.
joking. Carry on, Julie.
Well, I moved from the West Coast, Seattle, to New York when I was about 19.
Were you sleepless there?
I was not.
Ah.
People sleep there.
Okay.
And the girl I worked with, the lovely Doreen, who was born and bred in Brooklyn, New York, accused me of having a Southern accent. And I was like, wow, Doreen, so not right, but that's okay. You know, clearly you've never been anywhere except Florida, so that's what you think. And then she literally, when I said it was from Washington, I had to show her on a map where it was. She said, Washington, D.C. I'm like, no, the state. She's like, the state? And I had
There's
to
a
show her
state
where it
called
was on a
Washington
map.
as well, then, is there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Washington State.
It's been there for a while, too.
Yeah. And there
It
are
has been.
no Indians on horseback or anything like that.
Guess who it's aimed after?
Well, it's quite handy, wasn't it, that he was Washington as well. That's quite
Worked
a
out.
coincidence.
I say it was named after Martha, but nobody believes.
Sure, that's what it was.
And the funny things about American cities I observed was take a place in Europe, put a new in front of it,
Yeah,
bam, you got an American city.
Well, that's one way.
but new's the operable word.
Right.
I mean, I've got furniture in my house that's older than your country, Mitch.
Really?
And that's the funniest thing about America. They think everything is so old, and then you go to Italy and you realize nothing in America is
But
old
you
at
see,
all.
but you also have to remember that I'm Jewish, so we have curse words that are older than Britain.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Neener.
we
Also true.
my eldest daughter, who has unfortunately married an American, when he came over, took him around our village just to see
Rebel
it.
scum.
The church in our village is from the year 1200, and there's a couple of little cottages that were from around the same sort of time, and they are still lived in. You know, 800-year-old little cottage with a thatched roof. That brings it back when you. I mean, when I was in the States, went to oh gosh, what's the name of the town where the OK Corral is? It slipped my mind now.
It's about Tombstone, Arizona.
Tombstone, yes, yeah, which I really liked. But I went into the Birdcage Theatre, which is a museum. The building itself is a museum as well as being a museum, and went to the whatever the press office was, and I mean this stuff's 130 years old. You know, 140.
That's a big deal in America. Ooh, ah.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's stuff in
That's a-
Canada that's older than stuff in America. For crying out
That's a
loud.
long time. If you go to Dresden, technically the city is a few hundred years old, but the Allies bombed it to bits and it was rebuilt, so
Yeah.
it's not really that old. If most of it has been rebuilt, but
Well, when I went to Krakow, which if you remember was about a year ago,
I do.
This week, the fortifications in that city are 12th century fortifications.
yeah,
They haven't fallen down quite yet.
now it looks good.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
No.
Oh,
we're-
Tombstone, Arizona. You guys are highbrow. My goodness.
Why's that? I had a beer in Big Nose Kate's.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Grand Canyon?
I went to the Grand Canyon as well, yeah. And to
You know,
Meteor
that's just an
Crater.
optical illusion, right?
Yeah. Meteor Crater and the Painted Desert, the Petrified Forest. I've got
Oh yeah, Meteor.
Oh, wow, you did the whole
Yeah, the
thing.
Meteor
Yeah.
Crater is also an optical illusion. It's really about 130 meters wide.
And as someone said, because I showed a picture of it in one of my latest videos, isn't it lucky that it missed the visitor centre there? It's right next
And
to it.
every year they fill it up with Red Bull. It's not
Well,
as big as it looks. I'm telling you.
there's the remains of a light aircraft in the bottom of it.
I'll
'Cause-
bet there's a
Yeah.
lot of shit out there.
yeah, but what it was way back when someone in a
Yeah.
light aircraft decided to go into the crater and flew around in circles, but the wind whipping across the top was too much for them to be able to get out safely, and they ended up crashing.
Yes.
And the
that's
remains
called
of the plane are
mistake.
still there. And of course, they used it as part of the Apollo training, didn't they?
Well, yeah, the really bad part about the whole crater phenomenon is getting things out once they've fallen in now become quite a chore.
Isa says people from Leicester say it's something like Leicester, or it's Leicester. Leicester. That's how I say it. Leicester, not Leicester.
Did you know that's named after the cheese?
Yeah, isn't that handy, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
It's actually there's
I
so many of
haven't-
those things are conveniently named like that. I mean, like all that champagne happens to come from an area of France called Champagne. What are the odds of that?
I think it's very interesting that there are so many villages in Britain that are named after the cheese
Yeah,
that originated.
yeah. I mean, the odds are phenomenally against it, but it happens.
Have you ever been to West Mozzarella in the Midlands?
No. I've been to Cheddar Gorge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheddar Gorge.
Have you been to Stilton?
No, I've been to Worcester. Someone's mentioning Worcester.
I hear that's a saucy
Leicester.
place.
Yeah. Oh, and the mighty one's mentioning another place called Bicester, also known as Bicester.
Yeah, Bicester, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, 2747 with your Yo Mama joke. You missed the brilliant one that someone said right at the top of the stream. You'll have to go back and look at that.
I like this one. 274727.
Yeah.
Your mom is so fat, the only way she gets clean is during a meteor shower.
Oh dear. Oh, I've got an interesting video coming out. Well, it's done now. It's uploaded. It'll be out Friday night. That's the day after tomorrow. I'll let you into a secret. Someone has now revealed what the dome is made of and how it is made. After years of study with scientists, apparently. It's a really interesting video. And I tackle something I've not tackled before. Maths.
Oh God, no! Please don't. No.
I had to get help. Oh, dear. I put a shout out in my on my Discord saying I've got some maths. I'd like someone to double check me if they could. I had made an error. I had the technique right. That the method of what I wanted to do was correct, but I just made a slip up somewhere, and I'm blind to numbers. So once I've made an error at one point, that error, of course, carried on all the way down the rest of it. There we go.
You know, it never occurred to me before. I finally I looked it up. I Googled it. Yorkshire is named for the pudding.
It is. And have you ever had Yorkshire pudding?
Yes, I have. There's actually one of our favorite restaurants that serve the infamous toad in the hole.
Oh yes,
which
yes,
is
yeah.
bangers
Well,
and
or
mash
that
with,
is
Yorkshire
Mitch. That is Yorkshire pudding, but we wouldn't consider that a Yorkshire pudding. That is toad in the hole, but it's exactly the same stuff, but without the sausages.
All right.
We'd have as Yorkshire puddings, which, as well as having with sort of a main course dinner with gravy and whatever meat and whatever,
Right.
you can have it as a pudding with something like golden syrup on it. It's actually quite nice.
Sure. It's comes under the general heading of British health food, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yorkshire pudding. We were talking about toad in the hole at Piper's Pub,
Oh, love
South
toad
Side.
roll.
It's
So
closed.
Is it closed?
Well, they don't. What they have
They can
this
only do
wonderful.
it
You would actually love. You guys would love this place. It's kind of like our Pittsburgh version of a fish and chips shop, and it's got a nice little pub, but the pub part is closed, so they don't serve any of the pub food. They have the fish and chips and such for takeout, but there's some stuff they don't serve. Like they do pie and mash that is just like to
Phenomenal.
die
Yeah,
for,
but they're not going to do
and
that.
bangers and mash
Or
that
to
are
die
for.
from.
Like, bangers and mash to go. Not a big fan. That's got to be eaten rather immediately. So.
Yeah, Isa says Yorkshires with Sunday roast are amazing. They're pretty good things, aren't they? But I think it's a uniquely British thing. I know I've got family in Hungary, and none of them.
I have not heard that before. I've just Googled it, and I've never seen or heard it before.
What, a Yorkshire pudding?
I
Oh,
never.
it's so good.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
So good.
it's real good. It's
Yeah.
great with steak, like a real well grilled steak. Ah,
I'm going to
It's
change
so
this to the
bad.
food channel, you know?
It's just the things we can't eat because lockdown channel.
it's basically 50%. It's basically 50% beef fat and 50% flour with salt and pepper. That's
Well,
your-
I'm not sure of the recipe, but I'll still recommend lardy cake. I haven't talked about that in a while, and I keep meaning to
Okay.
get hold of some lardy cake to actually show you, because it is made with an awful lot of lard, which tends to settle in the bottom, but that's the best bit of it. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. And that is a real
And-
British thing from only a small area of the country, really.
And then people give out to me because I don't like bacon, and he's there eating lard.
Don't like
Bacon is
bacon. Are you
wonderful.
sure you're not an alien, Keela?
Absolutely
There's
certain.
something wrong with them, Mitch, definitely.
That's
Yeah, we've
No.
been making homemade
that
bacon.
doesn't check out.
Sorry, homemade bacon, did you say?
Yeah.
How is it
Well,
mentioned?
yeah, right. When we were staying in Westminster years ago, they had the Scottish buffet at the Stack of St. Ermin.
Scottish buffet. What was that?
Scottish
Deep
buffet.
fried Mars
Breakfast.
bars and haggis.
Yes,
Hey.
it's bacon.
Don't
loin
be
bacon.
slagging off deep fried Mars bars.
I've tried one, Keela. I have tried a deep fried
Yeah,
Mars bar. It was very tasty,
What?
but rather rich. I've got a sweet tooth, and I couldn't eat the whole thing.
Wait,
But no, it is
that
tasty.
is actually a thing.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
What the?
Yeah.
Well,
And
I mean,
there's
Scottish
one
cuisine.
in
I'm not
York-
impugning any Scottish friends who are in here, but they do have a bit of a reputation for putting stuff in batter and deep frying it.
Basically anything.
My
But-
friend said every time he talks about spotted dick, he thinks of Michael Jackson.
Oh God. Bad joke.
Sorry.
Everyone is talking about Yorkshire pudding. Why isn't anybody talking about black pudding? I've only tried black pudding once. For me, the idea of it didn't sit very comfortable, but I tried it and it was all right. It was a bit take it or leave it. Didn't really
Clotty.
I
do
like
it for
black
me.
pudding. I like black pudding sometimes, but it's the white pudding that I like the best.
Not had
White
that.
pudding. What's white pudding?
What? It's yeah.
Isn't that
Basically
quite an
black
Irish
pudding
thing,
without-
Keela?
It is kind of.
Not
I mean, you get it.
necessarily.
You get it in UK.
Not
What's it all
necessarily.
in? What's in it?
Versions of it we have in Hungary and Austria as well.
Ice first.
I don't like it personally. Just
I do. There's nothing like
gonna
a
make
good
us
fry
gas?
up with some pudding.
Yeah, we don't sort of tend to have. I mean, black pudding is not unheard of here, Keeler, but it's not so common. You know, I've seen it. It just doesn't do it for me really. A lot of English food sounds like Klingon food, says Barry.
My scientific research shows that white pudding is black pudding without the blood. How about that?
Yep.
Well,
That's what gives it the strong flavour is the blood in the.
Well, what's the rest of it then?
Hmm?
If you take out the blood, what's in it?
Basically everything that they can't fit into a sausage.
Yeah, suet or fat, oatmeal or barley, breadcrumbs, pork liver.
We put rice in it instead of breadcrumbs.
Well, Keeler, Sleet asks, what would you say is the most Irish food?
Guinness.
We've been
Potato?
Yeah, we've kind of become famous for the potato love, and I definitely fall into that category. I do love potatoes.
Wait, there are still potatoes around?
Yeah.
Vegan black pudding.
Yes.
It's like blood from a turnip.
But butter actually,
Well,
butter is what we're becoming very famous for, especially in the States, because we do real butter. We do real Irish butter. So butter is a big thing in Ireland. It has to be proper butter. You have the plastic butter and you have the real butter. And the plastic butter is
fake butter?
Fake butter. Fake butter is literally fake butter. It's processed shite basically.
I know margarine is made from
Margarine is something,
and
yeah, but that's different.
But actually,
and
the most Irish food that I can think of is the coddle. You'll
It
never
must be, 'cause I've
find
never
an
even heard
Irish
of it.
person. You'll never find an Irish person that does not like a good old coddle, especially a mammy's coddle.
Okay, what the hell is it?
It's not as gross as you might think. A coddle is just a stew, but without instead of beef, you have rashers and sausages, so bacon and sausages and potatoes, and that's it, and onions.
Ooh.
Sounds right.
Literally, and it's just, especially on a winter's day, nothing beats a coddle.
Well,
And it's something
actually,
my grandmother used
Keeler,
to do. It's
you
great.
said about this fake butter. Fred asks quite rightly, what the hell is butter?
Are they slagging off my accent again?
Leprechaun soup suggests Watto. Well,
So Clive
Watto,
has been
the leprechaun, I think, is pretty much extinct. They're certainly hard to get, and you can't get them at major supermarkets. So making leprechaun soup is quite tough nowadays. I should have thought. Isn't that right, Keeler?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Finding a leprechaun, if you discriminate against them, it's considered a real bad thing. So but we don't call them leprechauns anymore.
What do you call them?
It's not
Little
a
people.
politically correct term, Kilo.
Dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
So wait a minute. So you would call actual people leprechaun?
They used to, yeah. The same way they used to think certain women were witches. Like it was, yeah.
Well, you look like one. You
But
got a
there
mole.
was a mythical creature. There was a mythical creature.
Okay, I did a nose, but
just
she's still a
like- yeah.
witch.
Just like the banshee. Just like the banshee. You wouldn't want to come across a banshee.
Well, I had one for a third grade English teacher. So I know all about them.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Just an
banshee.
officer
It was,
out there. Sorry.
yeah, it's one of those many myths, like Tir na Nog and the banshee and everything else. Yeah, we have a lot of myths.
Tom Bombadil.
I've just brought in another guest. I've just brought in Marek. Hello, Marek. How are you, sir? You're silent. That's what you are. Hello, Marek.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Mute
go.
the stream.
There we are. You were talking in the wrong place, were you?
Yes.
Well, you're through. So I'm not sure. What can you bring to this cuisine show tonight?
Maybe something about the black pudding. We have our version of it in Poland. We put groats into it.
Yes.
What? You put what?
Let me check it again. Groats. It's groats in English, but I have to check it.
I don't know what
Give
that
me a
is.
second.
I tell you what, that's something I do intend to do sometime. We've got quite a lot of Polish shops, and I'd like to try some Polish food. I assume it's not a million miles from a lot of Hungarian food, but I don't know.
Okay, the correct
It's different.
buckwheat.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we put buckwheat.
Yes.
Yes, kaszanka.
Okay. Sorry, yes. So, with regard to black pudding, that's what you were talking about, wasn't it?
Yes. Somebody asked if it is kaszanka in the chat.
Oh, I see. Yes, never been to Poland myself. Would like to go. Lots of places I'd like to go, actually. I do like driving holidays. I've driven quite a bit across Europe, but usually heading towards Hungary or back. I did go
You
for...
should try Polish food.
Yeah, well, I do want to. I do like trying different things. Some foods can be a little difficult, just visually for me, and texture's a problem I have. But I'm keen to try where I can.
Honestly, the food from shops are just sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's bad. You never know what quality of food you will find. It's always a guess.
It was a guess.
Yeah,
well,
if we're talking Eastern European, not necessarily Polish, but Eastern European in general.
Yeah.
Do you know soljanka?
I don't know.
Oh, it's predominantly I know it from the German Democratic Republic, so the former East Germany.
Yeah.
It's basically everything originally the thing was everything you had left over from the weekend you put in a stew and cook it.
All right. Well, what we would do with that is we would we would do something similar. Have a base of mincemeat and everything else goes in, and we literally call it mince chuck it in. It's whatever you got. It works.
And nowadays it's more specialized dish, and you put in forms of sausage and salami and bacon and so on. Not necessarily bacon, but chopped pork, and onions and paprika, which real paprika, not pepper.
Yes,
the Hungarian paprika stuff.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, I use a lot of paprika.
Yeah.
I see that someone's mentioning Marmite. Please don't swear in my chat. Bovril is okay. Marmite is not. You'll get me demonetized. That's evil stuff.
A whole bunch of other vegetables, and then you cook it, and you can make it hot or not, if preference. But it tastes really good, and you would eat it with a slice of bread, white bread, preferably.
So, I mean, it's quite interesting seeing the different foods. I know that in Hungary, it was quite embarrassing, really. My elderly aunt, had cooked some cold meat dish, but Hungarian food, they do use a lot of fat, and it had sort of white set fat on it, and I just couldn't eat it. I literally couldn't eat it.
I don't like that either.
About Polish food, who eats pierogi? Who knows pierogi?
Not heard of it.
It's very easy dish, but it's very...
kielbasa, right?
Oh yeah, I know it. I have eaten. Yeah.
Okay.
Sleet says,
Soljanka.
Polish. In the future, perhaps Soljanka green. Yes. It's people. Soljanka green is people. Have you ever tried Vegemite? Yes, I did, and I didn't like that either. You've got to have Bovril. There's a cow and a half in every jar. Then you know it's real Bovril.
Yums.
Yeah.
Mr. Cuisine live.
Never. Life of Boris has a lot of Eastern European cuisine. Yeah, Marmite is it's a yeast extract thing, isn't it? But Bovril that's a man's food. That is. You, as I said, you jam 1.5 cows in every little jar and then spread them on toast, or put a teaspoon of them in a cup of hot water, making a Bovril drink. Yeah. That's the way to go. You ever tried Bovril, Mitch?
To go where? No, I don't think I've ever had Bovril. So where is it? It's just like bouillon sort of substance? Use it for cooking?
No, I mean it's sold as a drink, but you can spread it on toast, or you could use it in cooking. Actually, yeah, it's basically essence of cow. I think that's. Let me. Bovril.
Cow molecule, right?
Sorry.
It's the cow molecule.
Well, it says here Bovril is the trademark name of a thick and salty meat extract paste similar to a yeast extract developed in the 1870s by John Lawson Johnston. There you go. It's owned and distributed now by Unilever UK. Similar in appearance to Marmite and Vegemite. Well, it's got the same shaped jar, but apart from that, it's nothing like Marmite or Vegemite.
It doesn't taste that like it.
No. No.
So it's sort of like if you took a cow
Yeah.
and you could somehow condense it.
Yeah, condensed
into
cow.
The size of a baby food jar.
Yeah.
That's Bovril.
Basically, yeah.
It's like an OXO cube, only like 10 times the strength of the flavor.
Yeah, it's
like-
a very
Seriously,
strong.
and-
You
I
would
thought
not.
you were gonna say it was like a distilled ox.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
do you know OXO cubes? Do you know OXO cubes?
They probably don't.
Or
Keelan.
stock cube. It's like
Oh,
stock cubes.
Yeah.
Only 10 times the richer flavor. It's a very strong flavor. It's
Yeah,
lovely.
so basically, if you were spreading it on toast, you would literally only use a little bit. Otherwise, it's too salty and too strong.
Right. And you wouldn't put peanut butter and jelly on.
No,
with it.
no,
No.
that's so wrong, Mitch.
Buttered bread.
Maybe you should try it and see what you think. My favourite way of doing it is having toast. Let the toast cool a little bit, then put some margarine or butter on, whichever is the bag you're into.
Butter.
So it's half melted. Then put a little bit of Bovril on, so it all sort of mixes in with the butter or margarine. That's nice, but you get
And
a
that
little bit
goes
too
right
much on
here.
it, burns your mouth.
That goes
No,
right
see-
into your aorta then, right?
Yeah. What I do with Bovril is you get a teaspoon of Bovril, and fill the cup up of hot water, and
Uh-huh.
just let it settle, and have it as soup.
Well, you say
Cup of
soup.
soup.
I see. The thing is, I used to go shopping, or when I used to go shopping, Mrs. S said you didn't get any Bovril or whatever, because I can never find it because they sell it with flipping drinks rather than sort of spreads, which seemed wrong to me.
because it's supposed to be like a stock cube, only richer in taste. Like I don't know if I would actually just spread it on bread. I would always traditionally, if I was, especially if I'm sick, the Bovril helps bring the taste buds back.
I should think it kills
I don't-
anything else.
Yeah.
Well, Sleet,
Pretty much.
Sleet's probably got the way it's produced. You put cows through black holes, and the jet comes out Bovril. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a weird live stream, isn't it?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one's
that-
we went
That to me
Yeah.
actually sounds
Yeah.
pretty gross. The Bovril stuff.
What? Don't
actually
knock
really
it
nice.
until
I
you
haven't had
tried it.
I haven't had it. It just sounds like weird.
No, it's
And you know what's
basically
strange?
it's condensed. It's a small jar. You just use a little bit, and it's ends up like a very meaty taste because it is. You don't need much.
Here's something weird that's British that we've tried that we really like, and that's pickled walnuts.
It's what pickled walnuts. Never tried them.
Oh yeah, very very interesting flavor. Nothing quite like it. They're kind of like made by the same company that makes those Branston pickles and that
Oh
kind of
yes,
stuff.
yes,
I see Kitty again.
yes,
Sorry.
Mr. Arnold.
Could you repeat the name? Pickle what? What was it?
Walnuts. WALNUTS.
Yeah,
I
pickled.
cannot wait. I cannot wait until lockdown is over. I'm coming to see that cat.
Oh, he's.
I'm definitely.
I told
coming to see
Keela
the
you'd be
cat.
very welcome. He is really lovely.
Well, so we've been talking in the background in general with other creators that we're all going, me and Katz, we're going to bombard Barman's pub when the lockdown is over.
Oh yes.
Because there's a campsite not far from where Barman has his pub. It's actually on the site. So a few creators are going to come down and just descend on Barman's pub. We're going to make a week or a weekend out of it or something. We're just going to have a bit of fun.
Well,
So I will be in the process of moving through Wales.
That's the best way to be, moving through it, not stopping. I mean, that's something I'd like to do, almost like a UK world tour. I would like to I mean, not as a one-off thing going around to meet everyone, but I would like to plan to meet up with various people. I think it'd be good fun.
Well,
And it also gives you opportunities for content as well.
I tell you what, on the way to Barman's, I'll come pick you up. And you can come with me for the weekend.
I'd probably be a bit out of the way. And don't worry, I'll tell you what, I'm going to clip that and send it to Mrs. S, because Craft Tequila's going to come and collect me and take me away for the weekend. Hey, how about that?
Yeah.
Cool.
And always
Absolutely.
come to Poland.
Well, that's settled then.
Always come to
well,
Poland, yeah. On the way to Wales.
Well, you see, so many creators live because so far, just to give the makeup, it's not just for creators, by the way. It's just for a bit of crack. So far there's myself, Conspiracy Cats, Baldy Cats is staying at home. There's Seek Truth, Speak Truth, Taddy Bogle. Who else? Pip Parrot.
All planning
Tusk
to go
is
to
coming
Barman's?
down, definitely. Oh yeah, we're all going to Barman's. So there's a
roughly
few other
when's
people
this?
that I can.
When is this going to be?
As soon as the lockdown is over, we'll start really
Planning.
putting it together.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen, and it's just going to be a weekend of fun, really. We will have like little interviews with each other as well if we can.
Could do some globe smacking. Could pick at some schools and say, they're lying to you. It is a globe. Yeah.
I want to go.
But
get people in
it's one of those things that we all work so hard, both in our personal lives and on YouTube, that just to meet up and support each other and just have a chat, a proper meet up. And yeah.
Isis just said, am I still thinking of going to the National Space Centre when lockdown's over? Yes, and also Bletchley Park. That's another one I want to do.
I want to go there too at some point.
Well, Bletchley Park.
The other thing, PhD Tony has said we need to talk about our 1 year anniversary, which is coming up in April. Right here on this channel, myself, Huge Arse, and PhD Tony all created our channels.
Is that when
on the same
Tony
day,
started
and
as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the same day. He was on the stream before me, and he had just started his channel. He came on, had a chat, and myself and Hugh were on, obviously, and during that stream, both me and Hugh set up our channels.
Right. Well, I tell you what then. What we need to do is, when's this? In April. Let's organise it, and we'll do a live stream with you, Hugh, and Tony, and we'll have an anniversary special for you guys, and perhaps we can have a look at one of each of your videos, early videos or something like that, and go through it and see where. Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a laugh. I mean, it's just mad to think that it's nearly a year.
It is
I
really.
think globe slapping is a fun idea. Go up to people and say, "Hey, do you feel like you're going 0.0000637 radians per second?"
Yeah, careful, or you'll fall off. Oh dear.
Yeah. But
Water
it's
finds
mad.
its own
mad
curve.
that year.
Pardon me.
This time last year, I had a flat earther in my house.
Did you?
I was sitting there having those conversations this time last year.
Oh dear.
Ew.
That's not
It was
good.
crazy. It was mad.
This time next year, I'm going to be a millionaire, Rodders.
Everything.
Sorry?
Disinfect everything when they are gone.
Yeah, a year ago today, I was on my way from Tel Aviv to Poland.
Was that a year ago, Mitch?
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It was a year ago today, yeah.
Good grief. And you
I
still
never met
keep
any-
coming back.
I never met any flat earther in Poland.
I'm not a flat earther.
No, I didn't say that.
I am a Taurus earther.
Taurus is okay.
The
Where's
flat
the
earthers
hole?
are
What's that?
Where's the hole, Mitch?
No, it's a very small hole.
ISA, yeah, the Space Centre. I said you went years ago. Yeah, I went about 3 years ago, maybe, with my youngest daughter, who's particularly interested in the sciencey side of things, and we had a great time, absolutely great time. Really enjoyed it, and I'd recommend that to anyone.
I'm gonna hop off here. Just really quickly. I am going to be taking part in this week's Week in Horror with JL Warren. So I'm just going to pop that link into the chat
By all means.
for Week in Horror. So that's at, I think, 2 a.m. our time, which I must be mad because I'm going to get no sleep.
No.
And a full day's work tomorrow. But it's going to be fun.
Sleep is for the weak.
Well, oh, look, your link's just popped up in chat, Keela.
I'll be out in the chat. I'll go back to the chat. I can't do two things at once. People know this about me. I can't multitask for shit. So I'm either on the stream or I'm in the chat. I can't do both.
So you're a bloke then, are you, Keela?
Blokes wish I was a bloke. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm exhausted and my brain is just turned to mush. So I'll see you later. I'll be in the chat for a little while, but yeah, I'll be on Week in Horror tonight.
Okay, well, you take care. All the best. And Mitch, I just noticed you're there on Discord. Hello.
Everybody that's around for Sunday, 11:30 a.m. is when we have Life on the Flip Side, so that's going to be fun too. We have John Rapp. You do not want to miss John Rapp's first appearance on a stream. Ooh. That's going to be epic.
Does he get the traditional welcome?
Oh, absolutely. He has to. It's tradition.
It's tradition, yes. Tradition. Oh, dear.
All right. Good night, guys.
Okay, you take care, Keela. Good to see you.
Good night.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't realise. How long you been there on cam then, Mitch?
I just turned it on.
Just turned it on. Okay, I just hadn't noticed. I've got so many things on the screen and that. Oh, wow. We actually got a bit distracted. I asked if anyone had any links to any Flat Earth videos that we could look at debunking. Looking at the time now, it's getting on a bit. Perhaps we'll leave that. But as always, I'm always open for material. So if anyone does come across anything that needs looking at, kicking or laughing at, please either email me or DM me a link to a video. I'll happily have a crack at it, see if it's something I would enjoy and think I can do in a way for other people to enjoy. Always open for that. Yeah. So what we're going to do now then, guys?
So, Mr. Sensible, you were talking about flat earthers. How about gyümölcsleves?
Oh, hideg gyümölcsleves. That is food of the gods, that is. Absolutely gorgeous.
Food is where we were.
Sorry?
Yeah. Food is where we were at.
That's where we were at.
Don't mind flat earthers.
I was rather enjoying that. A pleasant diversion from talking about idiots.
Oh dear. Idiots.
Oh my God. I was just thinking, CC, one of my favorite flat earthers.
Oh, from Westchester County, New York.
Yeah. My father lived in New Rochelle also, so they were probably neighbors. I crack up every time I watch one of his videos that he does from his car because his wife just rips him apart.
But how stupid. Okay. I'm sure it's happened that Mrs. Conspiracy Cats has said to him, don't be a bloody idiot. Mrs. S has certainly said stuff like that to me and so on. But what you don't then do is put it up on YouTube.
No, you use the editing
feature
of your editor, which clearly he's unable to do. I mean, he just can't comprehend that you can do things like that.
And there's 40 seconds of just silence, which normal people would cut out.
I tried watching his videos, though, and they're just rants, aren't they? There's no real structure to it.
No.
I don't really rate him.
I am honestly surprised he hasn't been in a car crash while doing one of the videos yet.
Well, that's pretty much goes for all the flat earthers, doesn't it?
He does them park frequently, so.
So just what?
He does them in his driveway or his garage, I think. I don't know what.
I only ever seem to see him in his kitchen or in his car. He does still do them in his kitchen, I guess, when his wife is out.
Yeah, I do all my ranting right from here. So
Yeah. You don't want to get caught by Julie, do you?
no.
Hey, is Julie? This is not shared with anyone else. Is Julie coming on cam at all?
She's on the phone. You can probably hear her in the background. I don't know who she's talking to. There's, endless number of controversies that my wife must intervene with in order to preserve humanity and save the whales.
Well, yeah, CC. Flat Earth really is dying. It's getting harder and harder and harder to find stuff to do, which is why I was so pleased to find the one that the video that I've got coming out on Friday. Flatzoid FE's been putting out a load of rubbish, but his videos are quite boring generally because he just puts some music on it, which I have to replace because I don't know about copyright, and then text just above or below. Ever had gulasch made by an actual Hungarian, preferably a Hungarian granny? Sleep. More than that, my cousin is or was, because he's retired now, a master chef in Hungary, gulasch, which is a soup, not a stew. People, gulasch leves.
Pörkölt is the stew.
Yeah, well there you go. Thank you. I'm right, aren't I? It's not a stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gulasch is a more of a soup, but with big pieces of meat in it.
Goulash.
And pörkölt is the stew which you would mostly associate with gulasch.
Yeah. When you see it here in the UK, it's always pronounced goulash. Ghoulash. Goulash.
The same in Poland, goulash.
And it's a stew here.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what it is.
It really depends on the language you're speaking. It's really hard as well for me when I speak one language, then there is a word which is in another language, then to switch the accent to the other one.
Yeah, and the George said, I know there's a sound, it's my aircon, which I thought I'd switched off. I think it's switched on again. I'm trying to switch it off. Should be going off.
Oh,
yeah, it is. It'll take a minute to actually disappear. Sorry about that. I'm so looking forward to getting that fixed in the spring. Yeah. You found the parking lot CC was recording from. He's convinced I was a local. That would drive him crazy.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? Oh my God, he's so profoundly stupid.
Oh, that's hurting my brain. Like different versions to spell goulash. It's just no.
The way I always see it spelled is Gulas, but the letters have these little things on them that I can't type on my keyboard. So it'll have to stay.
Yeah, but what you do is you type it without, you print it out, you write them on, then you hold it up to the camera. That's how you do it, Mitch. That's professional, that is.
Okay. I'll have to see if that's in equity rules or not. So we have made our own Hungarian style bacon. I'm actually looking forward to using it for a dish because you make gypsy style cooking with the paprika, hot, Hungarian hot paprika.
Paprika's bacon. Lovely.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What I always
most people don't realize it doesn't necessarily need to be hot.
That's right. I can put tons
to be
of,
spicy.
Yeah. But what I do like is, as I said, my cousin was a master chef, literally, and you get lots of dishes with uburko salat, a gherkin side salad, which is it's paper thin slices of gherkin with paprika. Absolutely lovely.
Oh
man! Damn, I feel hungry now. Oh dear.
My mum actually made it last week. The salad you were speaking about.
Yes. Yeah, very. I made it myself, but I mean it's not difficult in itself. But...
You know that the sweet paprika, the standard sweet paprika, has a female and a male version. the female version of paprika is better for cooking, and the male version is better for eating raw. And you can find it by looking from the bottom on it. The male has 4 corners from the bottom. The female version has 3 corners. If you look for
we only get it as
square paprika.
We only get it as the dried powder. That the actual yeah. I know.
My mom have even in the garden paprika.
Yeah, we're gonna grow some paprika. It's one of the few things that the deer won't eat in our backyard. Anything else, forget about it. They'll just.
I doubt they'd eat Mrs. S's cooking. She's got a black belt in cooking, Mitch.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Is that a black belt or a black armband?
Actually, she's a really, really good cook. She doesn't
Truly,
think she is. And before now, she's made something. I've sort of seen it just about. Oh wow, that looks great. Where is it? I threw it away. It didn't work. What? I would have eaten that.
As with most things in the world, there's 2 sorts of people who cook. There's people who cook like they can follow a recipe and it comes out tasty, and they pick good recipes and they get the correct ingredients and they put them together in the proper. That's the kind of good cook Julie is. My kids used to call me Iron Chef Dad because I can make anything from any ingredients, any time, night or day. I love to experiment with different cuisines, and we eat food from all over the world. People come over to our house like, "Oh, what do you guys have tonight?" It literally could be anything.
Yeah.
Any part of it. That's just how we stave off boredom and insanity in our house.
You want? I can give you some simple recipes from Poland one day.
Oh man, the food in Poland was fabulous. Oh my God, we are really going to plan on going back.
What do you remember most?
The first night that I was in Poland, I had a roast wing of goose. It was a whole wing from a goose, roasted in its own juices, and the skin. So it was like eating a gigantic buffalo wing, and it was served with potatoes and a little bit of cabbage and a little bit of. I had tea with it. It was just absolutely fabulous food. I mean, every meal I had there was. The pierogies are great, and I was there on the day, and I can't remember what the day is called. Where everybody eats donuts. Do you know which day
it's,
I mean?
Fat. It was in the last week.
Right. So
it was.
I think it's today.
Give me a second. It was Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, so yesterday.
Thursday.
That was the day that I came to Poland. Was on that day, and we walked all around downtown Krakow, and we ate like 10 or 12 different donuts. That was pretty much right. And then we walked all over the square and all over the streets and up by the castle. And we ended up in one of the last restaurants that are open. I had this piece of steak. That was the most delicious piece of steak I ever had in my life. And it was whatever the equivalent was, like $8 US or like €7 for this. It was just absolutely staggeringly good.
One thing is bad of this day because if you don't like donuts, in the morning you cannot buy anything else in the bakery shops. You cannot find even a simple bread. All things are just
yeah, so it was
sweet
1
things.
year ago I was there.
Well, what I really love is Wiener Schnitzels. Oh, absolutely kill for them. Love
I can teach you someday how to make pierogi.
Yeah,
if you want.
Well, my mum used to make them very, very occasionally, but
honestly,
yeah, love them.
We love them. You make them homemade, they're a pain in the ass. Oh my God, that's a whole day's worth of labor. But my goodness, they're good.
Martin H says English sausages are great. German sausages are worst. I see what you did there, sir.
Yeah, it's mir auch Wurst.
We didn't even talk about Polish sausages.
But honestly, if you say German sausage or Polish sausage, that doesn't narrow it down at all.
Pigs in blankets, David Oliver. You are correct, sir. That's about the best thing of around Christmas time, isn't it? Pigs in blankets.
Now, what's that mean in Britain? Mr.
Basically, short little sausages wrapped with little wraps of bacon and then cooked.
Oh.
See, we have a completely different thing called pigs in blankets.
Okay.
If you imagine, if you will, breakfast sausage wrapped in a thin pancake, like a regular Aunt Jemima pancake made on the griddle. You kind of roll it up, and then there's a thin pancake rolled up with a sausage inside, and that's what we call pig in a blanket.
Okay. I must admit, I did enjoy the food when I was in the States. I know that a lot of it would not be regarded by many people around the world as cuisine, but I really enjoyed it. I really did.
And where'd you go?
Well, I was just in Arizona.
You might want to come back here after the Rona. It's a fun place.
Well,
Pittsburgh's wonderful. New York City is definitely worth seeing.
Yeah. Well, I would love to do a driving holiday. I mean, my daughter's in-laws are in where is it? Clearwater, Florida. That is Florida, isn't it? Clearwater.
The home of Scientology.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I want to go and I want to protest outside. What's that hotel called? Blimey, I've forgotten. You know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, I can't.
Those people.
I want to do that and stand opposite the Scientology building with a camera and see how long it is before they come out and accuse me of all sorts of horrific things with children. See how long it takes, because it won't take long. So I want to do a couple of things like that in Florida, wind up the Scientologists and drive across to Arizona again. I would like to get to Monument Valley in Utah. Nevada. Is it Monument Valley in Nevada or Utah? Is it Monument Valley? Is that Nevada or Utah?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't think. But I'd like to go there as well.
Well, I was looking up the Fort Harrison is the name of the.
Yes, that's it. Yes. I would like to rile them up a bit, because they'll have trouble finding out who I am.
Oh yeah, it's in Arizona, according to Julie. Thank you, sweet.
What's my take on the Weetabix and baked beans saga? Scuba Biker, I don't know of this saga of which you speak, I'm afraid, sir.
What the hell do Weetabix have to do with baked beans?
I don't know. No idea. American cuisine, cheese in a can. Says 274727. That's a bit harsh. Harsh.
You know.
Oh, it's Utah. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Oh, it's Utah, according to Glober Mom. So.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Utah's amazing. There's 11 national parks. It borders Arizona, but it's officially in Utah. There's Capitol Reef National Park is there. Bryce Canyon National Park, Zion National Park.
You guys carry on. I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay. These are some of the most beautiful places on Earth. Bryce Canyon is a beautiful canyon that has this natural erosion that looks like people standing along on little monuments, and the people are called hoodoos. And it really messes with your head when you look out across Bryce Canyon and see these things, and your brain is trying to force you into thinking that they're faces and people, because our brains are trained for us to detect and interact with people. So it's actually a wonderful illusion. And it's another place where it's actually quite easy to demonstrate and measure the curvature of the Earth, by the way.
Well, Sleek says I should dress like L. Ron Hubbard for my protest. That's an idea. Scuba Biker says Weetabix tweeted a picture of beans on Weetabix. That's disgusting. And I went to Arizona and I came back with this. Some petrified wood that I purchased from a gem store just outside the petrified forest, because you cannot remove any petrified wood or anything from the actual forest because it's a national park. This thing, I think it weighs the best part of it.
Would come along and brain you.
Yeah. This was bought validly in a gem store, and I don't know. Let's see. I've got a ruler, so that's it's all in centimeters. So it's just 22 centimeters by 15 centimeters, and I think it weighs probably the thick end of a kilogram. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know how close I can get it, but that is petrified wood. Highly polished petrified wood.
It's a pretty cool place if you like rocks.
Yeah.
And there's actually one place in Capitol Reef that's called the Great Wash. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? And you can hike up the Great Wash as long as you are absolutely certain it's not going to rain anywhere within 100-mile radius of the Great Wash, because it is literally at the bottom of the drainage basin for about 1,000 square miles of area in Utah. Also in Utah is the largest living organism in the world.
Is that tree? Aspens or something?
Yes, it is. The
Whoa!
aspen. It is all
One.
the same organism. All the DNA are identical, and they believe there to be 130 million trees that are all connected, physically connected.
Well, I'm glad my general knowledge covered that, Mitch, so I didn't look like a total idiot.
Yeah, I think we have
Shut
a
up,
trivia
Julie.
question about it. We had a trivia question about it, if I'm not mistaken.
And someone says that's a meteorite. It's not a meteorite. If that was a slice of meteorite, it would cost a damn sight more money than the petrified wood cost me. That's very expensive stuff. Mycelium.
Mud fossil.
Yeah. I need a feather, don't I? And start pointing to it with a feather, like what's his name from his Mud Fossil University crap.
Dickhead.
He's an idiot.
He's the one who thinks that the rock looks like a dog. It's the best fossilized dog.
Oh my god.
No, he's the one that thinks that area across North Africa is a dragon.
Yeah, it's a fish.
Yeah, that's it. A massive fish and a dragon. And I sort of did a rough estimate. It's about 700 miles long. How many of those could the Earth have supported if that was the case? And why is there only the remains of one?
A 700-mile long halibut.
Petrified trees. Yeah, the petrified forest. It was a really interesting place to go to, but it's not like there's lots of trees there that look like trees. It looks like log-shaped rocks, and lots of. I mean, the Badlands and that. I think is amazing. I just loved that. Always wanted to go to sort of desert region. Really, really enjoyed Arizona.
Yeah, you're there for a few days. I actually, in 2017, spoke at a conference in Vegas. So my brother and I, in fine fashion, rented a car, and we drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas through the desert, which I could tell you is a thrill. And then we kind of went past Vegas and went up into Utah and spent a few days bopping around the national parks up there.
Yeah, it is amazing.
It's
I love.
beautiful.
Have you been to Meteor Crater, Mitch?
We've by Barringer Crater. We've been by it, but unfortunately, during our trip, when we passed it, it was at night. And my understanding is that these things are great deal less impressive when they can't.
When
be
you can't see
seen.
them.
So, it's like, oh, do you go to Stonehenge at night? It's like, no, it's dark. It's nothing to see. So we did not hit the Barringer Crater, but we did hit those amazing parks. So I'll get to the Barringer Crater. It ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Been
unless
there
they
for
fill it in.
50,000 years.
Let's say fill it in, Mitch.
They fill it with Red Bull every year, and they dive into it with.
And the amazing thing is, I mean, that photo. It's big, but you don't realise to walk around. You're not allowed to, or at least they don't take you all the way around it. It's a 4-mile walk around the edge, and the Washington Monument. If you stood it in the bottom, wouldn't stick out the top. It's huge.
Washington Monument is 555 1/5 feet tall, just for your identification.
Petrified trees. I bet they were terrified. Ha ha.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I wonder if we can get him to say the Washington Monument was really a petrified tree. That would be pretty.
Don't believe anything, these flat earthers. But
the very top of the Washington Monument, interestingly enough, is a four-sided pyramid, the capstone, and it is made from naturally occurring aluminum, which was at one time
aluminum or aluminium?
Sorry, Mr. Senator.
Transparent aluminum.
Yes, it's.
Would that be worth something to you, laddie?
Before the bauxite process was invented, aluminium had to be discovered naturally in crystal form, and it was rarer and more expensive than platinum. So that piece at the top of the Washington Monument was worth an absolute fortune until the bauxite process was invented, and now it's about 50 cents a kilogram. Aluminium. So.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, I was a chemist for a time, so I should know.
You should know that, Mitch. You should know this sort of thing. Yes.
Really? So sure.
It's just the banana thing from earlier.
I believe it's banana.
Banana. One's banana.
See, I got a freebie that time. See that? You heard Julie cackling over there. I know what it's all about.
All about the accent.
Well, when I was there, I had several people complimenting me on my lovely Australian accent.
Well, you are from a rather lovely part of Australia.
Oh dear. Well, I've just
you don't sound anything like an Australian, Mr. Sensible.
No, I'm afraid I don't. Here was some of my Arizona trip. Look at that. That one. That is. Oh gosh, saguaro cacti.
Coming up.
That's me stood next to. You don't if you've never been there, you don't realise how big these damn things are.
Oh my God, you had hairs.
I had hairs. I had several hairs. Yes, but apparently the saguaro cacti start growing their first arms when they're around 50 years old. Yeah.
I don't think that I would recognize you with hair.
Well, there we go. I went out with a guy. He was an ex-Vietnam vet. We went out into the desert early one morning to go shooting. Oh, there he is, actually. I haven't looked at these pictures for years. Oh, Hummer. Got to have a Hummer.
Pretty.
Oh, my tattoo when I first had my tattoo. Oh, no, that's the sort of thing I like. It will come through in a little while. The roads like that, dead straight roads.
You should go to Kansas if you like that.
Oh, it's the glorious desolation, Nothing there. Absolutely nothing.
Huh? Look at that.
Oh, that was on my way to Tombstone. I'm not sure what photos I've got here. So I hope I don't come across any dodgy photos. Boot Hill Graveyard. Oh, I just noticed, Mitch. I never realised. Boot Hill Graveyard and Jewish Memorial. Didn't realise that. Never noted that.
There you go.
The McClowrys. Yes, I whizzed through these. Although this one was rather special. Here lies George Johnson, hanged by mistake. He was right, we was wrong, but we strung him up, and now he's gone. Oh, wonderful, that, isn't it?
That thing.
Yeah, well, thanks for that. It's a bit late now.
Yeah.
And the OK Corral doesn't look so impressive nowadays.
I've been to the OK Corral.
Have you? Yeah.
When I was a kid, we did a whole drive. Remember, I used to live in Seattle, so we did a whole drive through California and Arizona, and we saw the Painted Desert.
Yeah, beautiful, isn't it?
When I was a kid, my parents did not have a lot of money. And remember, gas was cheap, so if we were going anywhere, we were getting in the car and driving.
Yeah.
So we drove everywhere.
Here's a picture of me in Utah coming up
But-
on the chat.
Well, what's on screen now is the inside of the Birdcage Theatre. So you can see the little what do you call them? The boxes, audience boxes up at the top right corner. There were still bullet holes in the ceiling, and the place smelt really old because it closed down in whatever year, and literally just been left closed. And I think it might have been late 80s they opened it up and turned it into a museum. And look at that, the original Faro table where Doc Holliday played. It was really interesting. I loved it.
Very nice.
The Boot Hill Hearse. Sorry about that. Oh, there it is, Birdcage Theatre. I don't think I got a photo of it of Big Nose Kate's. I mean, but walking on a real sidewalk, a wooden sidewalk, that was quite an experience as well. But I thought this thing at the back of the OK Corral where the gunfight was, which is about to come up on screen, I think it's actually quite tacky. They had these plastic models of the various people where they were shot.
That's
dear.
so American.
Yeah, but, you know, I've been there. I wanted to go there. This is, I've whizzed on a couple. This sort of view was just stunning. It's just an amazing state. Yeah. I'd go there again, like, you know, in a shot. Oh, there you go, Julie.
Hair?
Can't see.
Legs.
Can't see because of the scroll.
Yeah, it's cut at the top of your head off. Oh, there we go.
Look,
Look, hair!
at you.
Yeah. So don't you let anyone tell you I can't grow hair, because I can. I just choose not to right now.
What year was that?
What year? About 1880, I think.
I was about to say 1832, but
That
okay.
was about 20 years ago.
Well, Mitch can grow hair, but it migrates to just certain parts
Yeah,
of his
it's like
head.
my ears.
Oh, and actually, hair
That's
is
lovely thick hair growing out of my ears.
petrified forest. As you see, it,
Oh, this is super cool.
you know, it doesn't look that impressive, but it's somewhere I always wanted to go. I'd heard about it when I was a kid, and you know, just always wanted to go there.
I thought it was a place where you went to get drunk. What the hell? is it?
Yeah, it's just desolate, you know. But painted
This
desert.
looks like a mud. This looks like a mud fossil haven.
Yeah, I don't know why Roger doesn't go there on his holidays. So when I was
Just
here at the painted desert, it wasn't really the best time of day to get all the colours, unfortunately.
Look! It's look like flat.
It does look
Earth
flat.
is flat.
You can see all those different levels of flat.
Well, I should be
It's
able to
not
see it
a
from
wig,
my house
Brian Pop
there.
Robson. A mighty one, that's very rude. I do have hair. I just, like I said, I keep it in a ponytail elsewhere. Yeah, so that was one of the best things I did. I absolutely loved it. Fabulous place. I'm desperate to go there again. Desperate to.
There are 49 other states too.
I
Some
know.
of them-
Like I said, I'd like to drive across. Drive across.
You
Oh,
would.
that's the best.
Dude, that's a fun drive.
Yeah,
So much fun.
yeah.
There's so
Oh,
many great-
another thing I did, I always thought I need to do, I'm going to stay in a cheap-ass motel. And it was, I think it was this was 20 years ago, $19.99, including breakfast. And
Wow.
That must have
Yeah.
been some fabulous breakfast too.
yeah, well, yeah, the breakfast was served in the diner next door, which is owned by the same guy. And as I was going there, about 8 o'clock in the morning, they were fighting with a Native American who was already drunk. You know, that was not so nice. Here's the Barringer crater, looking slightly to the left and towards the right.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, there's all sorts of stuff down there. It doesn't, I mean, I forget what resolution this camera was. I think it was 1.3 megapixel back then, unfortunately. But I think those are sort of huts down there. But it's huge, absolutely huge. As I said, about a 4-mile walk around the edge.
And
it's-
that's from a relatively small meteor
Yep,
too.
yep.
Meteorite.
That one, that was a 4.5 megaton explosion. That one that was talked about in my video, Apophis, would be about 1,200 megatons. Smiley. Yeah, and then the Grand Canyon, of course. Had to do the canyon. That was absolutely gobsmacking.
And no picture can capture it.
No,
I remember seeing it for the first time. I was 12 years old, and it was the most amazing thing I had ever seen, and definitely ranks right up there.
Yeah.
These pictures are great, but just does not capture the enormity.
Well, I'll tell you what, Julie, I knew, obviously, it was going to be special. As I drove to Grand Canyon National Park, I saw they had an IMAX cinema doing an intro to it, and I thought, well, that's good. I'll watch the intro, and I get to go to an IMAX, which I'd never been to before, and it was fabulous. And you think, wow, look at that Grand Canyon. But then as I drove up to the canyon, I deliberately didn't look, and I got out of the car, because you have to switch off your engines. You can't leave your engines running because of air cleanliness. I walked out onto the promontory, keeping my eyes down, and then looked up, and I couldn't speak. That photo there, it's 10. Yeah. That's 10 miles to the other side. 10 miles.
Yep.
You know,
it is amazing in every way. It's just amazing.
That dark line.
The most amazing thing about it is it's kind of the natural randomness.
Yeah.
That because it was all carved out of stone by water. I mean, just thinking about that is chilling.
Well, that slightly dark line at the top is the tree line over there, and I don't know if you can see, but just where is it? Maybe it's not on this photo. Let me try another one. I'll go back a couple because I know it's in there somewhere. I can't see it. The mighty... Oh, there it is, I think. The mighty Colorado River down there in the middle.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is, a little white line, yeah.
Yeah.
Call it Mr. Sensible's holiday snack.
Yes. Yes, I went on holiday once, Mitch. It was about 20 years ago. Yeah. So if anyone gets the chance, definitely. I mean, everyone says, oh, yeah, you need to see the Grand Canyon. But, yeah, you'll agree, wouldn't you, Julie? You really have to see it. No matter what film or photo you see of it, you still will not believe it when you see it in real life.
You want to know why I won't go to the Grand Canyon, Mr. S?
Why is that, Mitch?
Because you can ride a mule down or a donkey down to the bottom, but not if you're over 220 pounds, so fuck that.
Well, I just stayed up on the top and just admired.
No, we didn't go down on the bottom. You know what's also amazing is... Mount Rushmore is really amazing also.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I watched a YouTube video about the making of it recently.
What? I'm sorry?
I said I watched a YouTube video talking about the creation of Mount Rushmore. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Because they carved a miniature first, didn't they?
Yes.
Before they went for the whole hog.
Right, and then the one that they did was supposed to be the model for the real one, which is supposed to be 10 times as big. They didn't have a mountain that big. So they just
someone was saying about Bryce Canyon. I'm not sure which one this was. This was just a little canyon I came across, and there were some Native Americans flogging stuff, and this was just a pull-in. It was
Bryce
a fascinating
Canyon's in central Utah.
Oh right, so it's not Bryce. It was I no idea what it was then. Yeah, but I absolutely. Oh, that's coming down towards Flag. Let's. How do we do it? Oh, this was just driving around. Can't do it. I don't know what I'm done.
What's the matter? Who's complaining about mods? We're having a good time.
What's this about mods?
I don't know.
Why is Gary here? Gary's all right as long as Gary is not being insulting and is not pasting the same thing over and over again. As long as he's not doing either of those, he's good. He's good.
Good thing we're actually talking about the flat Earth and not, going on holiday.
This is about the time I lost my hair.
Mr. S, in the YouTube chat, I just dropped a link to my picture in Bryce Canyon.
There you go. I had hair, Julie, definitely. I was just some waitress at a restaurant. The guy I was with just told him wherever we went. He told him it was my birthday, so we got some free food. Oh, and look, let's just finish up there. There's this was quite a few years back as well. Mrs. S with my eldest on the right, my middle one on the left. There we go. Nice place to finish. I've stopped there before we get.
This is it. This is all looking at it.
What's that?
Nothing. We're good. Side conversation.
Side conversation. Hello, Julie. I can see you. Haha, caught ya.
Oh God, no! I'm not
no one else can. Well,
No one else can.
just us in Discord
okay.
and everyone who's watching the stream, of course.
Well, unfortunately, because of the high cases in the United States, I have decided to not go to the hair salon. And since I don't have the same hairdresser as you, I do require a professional to do it.
I require a professional. Styling like this is not easy, you know.
Maintaining a perfectly round head isn't easy.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
just go to the car salon for polishing.
Exactly.
To pull off this hairstyle, you do have to have a properly shaped head, or it
Yeah,
looks
if you have a
ridiculous.
misshapen head, you can't go
No
far.
good.
No,
Yeah.
Gotta wear pattern.
Isa, thank you. John Eagle, thank you. Yeah, Mrs. S. She's been on. If you want to see Mrs. S. not too long ago, have a look at my 5K special. She appears at the end of that. Okay,
Oh.
my 5K special. Maybe I should.
I've only ever seen Mrs. S, and she had her head in the dryer. It was the one photo you put up.
Well, I don't know if I could find it, but yeah, she appeared at the end. At the end of that, so that's going back a bit. Cool. I don't know how long. 5K seemed quite a while ago.
Say good night at this point. We have to order our dinner.
Ah.
So, good night. It was
Okay. Well,
lovely
you take
talking
care,
to
guys.
you.
Thanks for dropping in.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, you're staying here. You're
I
sending.
gotta go. You gotta decide what you want to eat.
I already know what I want.
Oh man, you guys
We're
gonna
get
argue now?
Indian tonight.
Are
That's
we?
gonna make. We're gonna get Indian takeout, I think.
I'd recommend meat samosa, shami kebab, chicken jalfrezi with basmati rice, some poppadoms, and if they do it, some kulfi ice cream for after.
What spice level you want? I'll have it sent right over.
Hot.
It's a little late for you to eat, Mr. S.
There's curry. Every time is the right time for curry. Definitely.
Isn't that true?
Yeah. Curry is a national dish. National dish here. Definitely. God, I'm still scrolling back trying to find that video. Can't find it.
Well, over the years, because I work in information technology, I've met and have many friends.
Many
who are from
friends.
India.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've really pushed them to learn how to cook like real proper Indian home cooking type food.
Yeah.
Because as is probably true of all the Asian cultures, the food you get in the restaurant is not the same as
No.
the home. Like when you go to a Chinese restaurant, that's restaurant food. That's not home cooked
Of course not.
Chinese
Of course
food.
it is.
And so India, that's kind of not true. What you see is pretty much what you get. It's
Well, I used to work with an Indian lady, and she used to.
Yeah.
It was a smallish company, and we had a sort of little kitchen thing. But every now and then she'd do a thing. Anyone want to basically order a curry, and she home cooked a
Right.
batch. And covered the cost of the ingredients and that. Fantastic, fantastic.
That's really funny. I asked one of my friends. I was cooking with his mom. They invited me over for a weekend, and I was cooking with her. She was showing me how to move. And I don't know if you've had. There's a soup called sambal, which is from southern India. It's kind of a very thin, very hot soup made
Yeah.
from lentils. It has vegetables in it. It's very, very tasty. You eat it with southern Indian food. And I asked her, I said, Mrs. Westmoreland, I said, I don't want to pry. I said, but could you tell me your secret to your awesome sambar? And she goes, oh, Mitch, no problem, no problem. She goes to the cabinet, the cupboard.
This
She
Premier
takes out the
music.
box of sambar mix and said, this is the brand that I like to use. And I was like, awesome. So no, apparently nobody really makes it from scratch. Everybody makes it from the mix.
I will just read. I saw there's a super chat, and I've managed to find that video. I'll just refresh that to make sure I got it right. Actually, I think I might have missed one earlier. I do apologise. Yeah, Tusk. I don't recall actually reading that out. Your second super chat, Tusk. I apologise. £2 saying I've got your back, Keela. Bacon is foul muck. And David Oliver's just super chatted £2 saying I like fish food, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I don't quite get that. I'll be honest.
That is
It's a flavor
ice
of
cream.
ice cream.
Oh, I see.
They named it Ben and Jerry's ice cream. You have all these clever names like Cherry Garcia, which is my personal favorite. Cherry Garcia is vanilla with black cherries and dark chocolate chunks.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Oh, okay.
Then there's the Chunky Monkey, which is banana
I've heard of that.
flavored ice cream with walnuts and chocolate chunks. And which one do you like? You like Heath Bar. Yeah, Heath Bar's good. They're all good.
Is Julie still there?
She's here. Yeah, she can go.
Because I just
She
found.
said she was going, but she's
She hasn't.
she's looking up the menu for the takeout place.
Yes.
Well,
I'm
I've
performing my wifely duties.
I've just found this little bit of video, Julie. If you want to watch this, okay?
All right, we're watching.
Okay, I'll keep quiet for a minute. I hope you've
Right.
all enjoyed this look back over the past year. Thank you for joining me for this,
No sound.
my 5.
I got no I guess audio not needed.
Well, that's got rid of
Oh
him.
my goodness.
Well, thanks for joining me for my
She looks
5K
fine.
She
special.
looks like she can
Until
beat
next
your
time.
ass, Mr. Ed.
Stay sensible.
I know for
With
sure I
massive
can run
thanks
away
to
from
all my
you.
patrons.
Ha.
Yeah, you guys didn't get sound because the sound doesn't come through to the Discord. That's something I've got to
Yeah,
fix.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
coming through on
We'll
the
get it.
it's coming through on the live stream though. But yeah, that was Mrs. S, her first appearance on my 5K special. I've tried to persuade her to come on again, but she says no. But I think we need to get her on for my 10K special. I actually did say to her, how about you do an entire episode? I'll write it and script it and do everything like that. But yeah. That was rather good. It was a nice surprise for people. Hello? Is everyone gone dead?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. You're okay.
They're still here.
You know, it's
But
very rare that
I
there's
think I
air
would.
on Mr. Sensible Live. That's for sure.
Yeah, Patty.
Yeah, really.
But anyway, I think I will hop off. It's midnight, and
Oh, of course, you're ahead of us, Fog. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, listen,
Good
thank
to
you
hear
very
from
much
you.
for joining us.
It's still better than 5 a.m. with MC Tune.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Right. But
You should tell him to do it at the proper time of day.
so, good night, guys.
Good night.
You take care. Thank you. Do my 10K next week, Webard. Yeah, that'd be nice. Can you get a few of your mates to sub if we get there? Because I've got 2 more work shifts, and then I'm on 2 weeks leave. And guess where I'm going? Exactly where I'm working. I'm staying at home because there's nothing else available. Stop
Where the hell can
laughing,
you
Julie.
go?
It's not funny.
It is funny.
That's where we go.
That's where we go. We're there right now.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm out
Nowhere
of work.
special. I always wanted to go there. 10K, bring it on. Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I mean, we get fits and starts, and right now, or the past, I don't know, month, say, been in a bit of a doldrum. It's just sort of ticking along. It's not.
Put on mute 'cause I'm gonna start.
We need to a lot more
advertising.
subs. Sorry, what was that, Marek?
You need more advertising.
Yeah, definitely. So if you would like to take out a TV and newspaper advertising campaign for me, I'd be much appreciative.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I happen to know that not everybody who listens to this show is a subscriber. Can you believe?
I can't believe that, Mitch.
People would come here week after week and listen to us working our butts off in the name of science and don't even subscribe.
Talking of holidays, Mr. Martin H has just spent 2 weeks at Loggerheads with his wife. I've been there. Sorry?
Knows about that.
Yeah, is that near Torquay?
Torquay. The English Riviera.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we really want to go there. I totally.
What, Torquay?
I want to see the sea. Where is it? It's right there between the sky and the land.
Yeah, what did you expect? Herds of wildebeest passing majestically in front of the sunset? Perhaps you'd like to get close to the sea, or preferably in it.
Gosh, that guy was brilliant.
Maybe go on Simon Dan's podcast. Wow, that's a good idea, Webb. Give him a shout. Tell him that he's got to have me on there. He's ignoring me lately. I did that recent video having a friendly pop at Simon Dan. Have I had a debunk video against me? No. Have I had an angry email? No. Have I heard anything? Have I echoes like?
We're just attracting the wrong sort of troll.
Yeah, well, Flatzoid FE, as I said, he's a bit annoyed with me. Arwin. Yes, Arwin. You know, I had Arwin on a live stream a few days ago. I thought it was all very polite. Obviously, he was spouting absolute rubbish, but it was all polite. There was no swearing or nastiness. Afterwards, about an hour later, I sent him an email saying, "Thank you, Arwin, for coming on. Really enjoyed that. Perhaps we can do it again sometime." Well, guess what? He was on one of Nathan's streams as a moderator the next day, and I put in some comments with someone, and then all of a sudden I was blocked. Now, I don't know that it was Arwin that blocked me, but timed out. So I waited till timeout and said, "Oh, great, timed out just for putting an opposing opinion." I wasn't rude or anything, and we got into a bit of a discussion, and he said that I was vile. I had been vile when he was on my stream. When was that then?
They just are afraid of good debunking.
Well, I mean, he could say I was rubbish or I overtalked him or... but vile? What the hell did I do when I was vile? I actually said, vile was I? I wrote you an email thanking you for coming on the stream, to which you didn't have the decency to even reply. And I'm vile. I don't know what's up with him. But then...
Well, I'm not sure what he was looking for.
No.
Was he looking for converts? Because I think he might have come to the wrong channel.
Yeah. But at least I got him out of his channel. I've never seen him on any channel other than his, or hearing him on Oakley's.
They just don't used to this level of polite conversation with you.
Yeah. You're right, Martin. I did bend over backwards to be nice. Now, I will admit, and actually I want to ask people, every now and then through the stream, I kept doing things like this.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Just for fun.
I didn't expect that.
No. So, no, I can understand you could think, oh, that's a bit rude, because most of them were things like the old Picard clips, when he said something stupid. But I can understand him maybe thinking, well, that's a bit unfair. But it's hardly vile, is it? When you think of Nathan flipping Oakley, and you accuse me of being vile, Arwin? Well, apparently, someone sent me a link saying that Arwin's not happy with me, and it was a link to one of his Flat Earth early bird streams, which someone has pointed out is at 1 p.m. Not very early, is it? Apparently he's not happy with me, but I wasn't going to sit through and watch 2 hours of that. So I'm hoping they'll give me a timestamp link to it, at least a rough timestamp. Yeah, but I couldn't believe that, really. I mean, I don't care. He can think whatever he wants, but apparently he didn't follow through on his tier one level wizard counselling and life coaching course. Yeah. Value Legolas, that's what he is. He's a sensitive soul. Soul. Oh, he did an hour-long video about the orbit of Mercury. Yeah, now I knew very little about that. I knew that Newtonian mechanics didn't get it spot on, and my understanding was Einstein and his theory of relativity got it closer. Well, apparently it actually solves it. But the error was only a few arc seconds per century or whatever. And all the other planets, including the Earth, also would not work exactly right with Newtonian mechanics, but Einstein's relativity fixes it. So, I don't know what he's talking about. And even if we couldn't predict exactly, to the millimetre where the planets are, they're still orbiting the sun, Arwin.
Yeah.
In ellipses.
Well, plus, they also claim that GPS is fake, and I think all the time about what would it take? Let's just go through the mental exercise together. What would it take to fake GPS? In other words, what you would have to do is have some way of figuring out where somebody was on a flat Earth, on some sort of circular disk. But since there's no such thing as space, you have to use some other means than satellites, which would be the typical way that you. So how would this miracle be achieved? How would they know?
Especially in the middle of the ocean, Mitch. It's bad enough doing that on Earth, but especially in the middle of the ocean.
Right, because I use GPS on my cell phone when I flew to Europe. I mean, you can do it. You just have to get the right sort of app.
I just thought, if they don't think GPS is a thing, why are they so worried about them being tracked by their mobile phones, which use GPS, which apparently isn't a real thing?
Yeah, well, it's actually cell umbrella location, but it's as good as GPS. It basically tells you where you physically are as you traverse from cell umbrella to umbrella and go to different. You switch stations, and they keep track of where you've been.
Absolutely.
Trust me, they're doing quite a bit of it.
And my understanding is,
happens in Washington, D.C.
In an area with lots of towers, like in a city or whatever, it can position you to within just a few meters. So, I mean, out in the country, it's not going to be that accurate, but within a city, yeah. Another thing that's got me is, of course, all this anti-vax crap, like Sleeping Warrior has been posting. Nurse Tiffany Dover, they gave her the vaccine and she's dead. Never mind all that about the lack of evidence. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, yeah, they gave her the vaccine and she died. Well, so far in Britain, we've had 16 million doses given out. 16 million people have received at least one dose. So, proportionally, we should now be seeing hundreds of thousands of people dead from the vaccine.
Right.
Hasn't happened, Mr. Warrior.
No.
Not at all.
Maybe they're hiding this information.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll have to do a video just to show that these 4 million people are actually still alive, just to make sure that Sleeping is happy. He's still doubling down on that, saying that she's dead. I just can't understand it. It's just conspiracy crap. It really is.
It is. And I can tell you, I've decided to go with lamb tikka masala.
That's not hot enough. Tikka masala. No, that's too girly, Mitch. You need something with a bit of spice in it.
What, you want to arm wrestle over it, Mr. S?
Yeah. Chicken jalfrezi is good.
No. I get it made spicy, and I have a whole I have quite the cabinet of capsicum in this house. We have probably a good 300 varieties of capsicum deliveries.
Well, I said earlier on, someone said about Indian stores, I used to go and buy chili powder in kilo packs because the stupid little pots don't last any time at all. Bite by the
Yeah.
kilo.
We don't go through it that much. I actually got this. I think Zach got it for me.
Oh,
It was a container of 100,000 Scoville.
that must be fun. David Oliver, £2, super chatted. I'm getting my COVID jab next week, Mr. S. Good for you, David. I'm really, really pleased for you. That is such good news. You're not the first person who's been on here who said about it, and certainly my middle daughter's had it. Yeah, so it's nice to see and come across more and more people in our circle of people we know that have had it. I'm really pleased for you. Really pleased.
Well, I have not. I am at risk, of course, in the handsome devil I am. And we so bollocks things up here in America that basically what the unmentionable one did was overstated the number of doses that had been shipped to our part of the state of Pennsylvania. Basically, they claimed that there were 4 million doses shipped to Western Pennsylvania. And guess how many were actually shipped?
3.
0.
Oh. Well, I was quite close, really, then, wasn't I? Oh, that's bad.
So we are basically waiting to see what's left over from the Eastern Pennsylvania, what's left over from Ohio and other neighboring states. So unfortunately, they're very difficult to convince them to part with it because we're so undersupplied. But I'm pretty impressed with the way that things have turned around, and now we seem to be on target for really close to full vaccination by hopefully close to midsummer. Is actually pretty optimistic, but it seems to be doable. It's just that we're in a bad spot right now, and also the weather doesn't help.
Well, I can see in here that Isaac says his father-in-law's had it, his ex-mother-in-law. Mr. Andrat said he's waiting for his shot. Blue Feather should be getting it any time now. We're reckoning, me and Mrs. Sensible, we're reckoning hopefully by end of May. That's roughly what
Jerry Farmer says, I don't see the point of ridiculously hot chilies. They don't add flavor, just burn the crap out of your mouth. I say the same thing about assault weapons in America. I don't see the point of ridiculously assaulty weapons.
Yeah, Jerry, I'd actually agree with you.
Yeah, me too.
But I liked learning to like the heat of chilies is an acquired thing, and you do learn and sort of work your way up the scale. When I first met Mrs. Sensible, she wouldn't touch anything that had anything spicy. Now she'll eat stuff nearly as hot as I will. Yeah, I've had stuff that's too hot, and then all you've got is the burn, and you lose the flavours. Curry doesn't have to be really hot to be tasty. Raspberry pepper, yeah.
Raspberry pepper jam. I can't wait to try this.
That does sound nice. Do you know what I'd like? I'd like to get some what's vanilla ice cream and mix some chili pepper in it to get some hot ice cream. Would that work? Would anyone buy it if I was selling hot ice cream?
Actually, I do have something that I bet you would like.
What's that?
We have an ice cream machine, of course, as one does.
Yeah.
And back in the elder times, we used to grow our own jalapenos. And if you let the jalapenos sit on the vine, they get ripe and turn red. And they become a little less hot, but a great deal sweeter. And we would make sorbet out of these red jalapenos, and you drop a teaspoon. You make it with the red jalapenos and a bit of sugar and a little bit of salt. And you actually drop a teaspoon of that into a shot of tequila and wham that thing down. You want to talk about good? That was good. That'll rip you up.
Yeah, it's just that other people can't see it. Yes. I can't read it though.
It says 100,000 Scoville heat unit, and you can see how much we've. And I've also given like at least 2/3 of this have been me giving it to other people as a lifetime supply.
Yes. Here, try this. They'll be your friends forever. Not. Oh dear. Anyway, we're now coming up on 20 to midnight here. Oh, chili chocolate. I think I've tried that, Garth. Yes. Yeah.
Some of that.
Yeah. And Andra, Mr. Andra, you're right. I love the heat. I love having the meal and having that aftertaste of the chilies, definitely. But whatever your level is, if you go too hot, you won't enjoy it. It'll just make you feel uncomfortable. But it's an acquired taste, and you can just slightly push the bounds and learn to like it hotter and hotter. I'm sure that what I eat now, I couldn't have done, when I was first. What's that? Chocolate, dark chocolate Mexico. Oh, chili chocolate, is it, Mitch?
Yeah. Oh, this stuff is wonderful. You actually dissolve it in milk. You drink it hot. It's absolutely smashing. It's Guajillo chili. It's not too hot.
Too hot.
It's definitely spicy.
Well, John Eagle,
Spicy
you think the fats in the ice cream might mitigate the chili heat? Yeah, but I think I'm going to try it. Just get a little bit of vanilla ice cream and mix a bit of chili in just to see what it's like. It sounds weird, doesn't it? So you get the heat from the chocolate and the cold from the ice cream. We have to try.
Make it an interesting color too.
We probably will. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. What I'll do is I'll chuck you into the waiting room, and I'll jump in just a minute.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mitch and Julie. Thank you, Marek.
Oh.
You're still there, yes.
Yes,
okay.
I'm still there.
Well, thank you for joining me, and thanks for your help earlier on as well before the stream started. Appreciate that.
No problem. I will try to find a solution for that problem.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Right, I'll chuck you guys into the live waiting room. Thanks very much for joining me. Yeah, everybody, it's been great fun as always. A really weird stream this. We spent a lot of time talking about food. Very enjoyable. Some holiday snaps, a bit of Mrs. Sensible, more talking about food, and a moan about Nathan Oakley and Sleeping Warrior. So thank you for joining me. As I said, I do have my shifts have been awkward this week. I'm working the next 2 nights late, so won't have time really to do anything. But then I'm off for 2 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. But Friday night, I've got a rather enjoyable video where I attempt a bit of maths, and we find out what the dome is made of and how, by, as I said, a flat earther who has spent many years working closely with scientists. Interesting stuff. Thank you all very much. Take care. Thank you to all my members, subscribers, patrons, anyone who's here for the first time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care. Until next time, stay sensible.